Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to see what you can focus on to bring more abundance and prosperity into your life in 2024. This is going to be a detailed reading, so we are going to be seeing what the overall year of 2024 holds for you financially, and we're going to be diving into each quarter of 2024 to get more insight into what you can focus on in your money, career, or otherwise in order to manifest more prosperity into your life. My name is Taylor Eaton, and I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. So today we're going to start your reading with some cards from it. And then, of course, as always, I will pull in some cards from other decks to get more insights as we go. I want to make a note here, especially because we're looking at like this whole year ahead. I want to make this note that with these readings, I am always reading the energy of the present moment and how that is projecting out into the future. That means that nothing is written in stone. So if whatever pile you pick today, whatever reading you get resonates with you, you're like, yeah, that feels true, but it's not what you want. Like you're like, I want more. I want to focus on something else. I don't want that to be the trajectory that I'm on. Know that you can always shift your energy, thoughts, mindset, and actions to get on a different trajectory, a different path. So, as always, take what resonates with you from this reading and leave what doesn't, because you are the creator of your reality and of your life experience. So, I just want you to keep that in mind and go through this reading with a very empowered perspective. So if you haven't already at this point, take a look at these piles and see which one you are intuitively drawn to. We have piles 1, 2, and 3 here. If you like to choose using crystals, I'm going to give you a close-up of those now. So for pile number 1, we have green aventurine. This is what that stone looks like. Green aventurine is so good for prosperity. All of these stones are great for prosperity. Pile number 2, we have pyrite. So we can see that here, if it'll focus for you. There we go. Love this particular piece of pyrite. It's so glittery. I love it. Of course, pyrite, also good for abundance. And then for pile number 3, we have carnelian. Carnelian is a stone that is also associated with abundance and prosperity. It's one I've recently started working with. I was never quite drawn to it until recently, and now I can't get enough of it. So this is what pile 3's carnelian stone looks like. Now, you are absolutely welcome to watch more than one pile if multiple are calling to you. That just means that there are pieces of guidance meant for you in each reading. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to and take however long you need to choose. And then you can find the timestamps below in the description box and also in the comments below. I'll pin that for you as soon as I can. And then you can just jump to whichever pile or piles you are called to. And with that being said, I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. We are starting off with the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck here, and you picked the green aventurine crystal. I am so excited to dive into your reading so we can see what's in store for you financially and what you can focus on in 2024 to manifest more abundance into your life. Now, a quick reminder before we dive in, I do not currently offer private readings to the general public, so please be aware of anyone in the comments or on other social media platforms pretending to be me and reaching out to you, offering you a reading, asking you to pay them for a message they have for you. That is not me. I will never message you and tell you I have a message or reading for you and that you need to pay me for it. The only place I do offer personalized readings is inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, where my members have opportunities to get personalized card pulls from me. So if you are interested in joining the Wealth Vibe membership or getting a copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the links for both of those are in the description below. In January, inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, we're going to be doing some really fun and powerful stuff to help you hone your energy for abundance in 2024 and really set that tone and focus for the rest of the year so that it can be your most abundant year yet. So if you want to come be a part of that, definitely check that out. Again, link in the description below. And with that being said, let's dive into your reading to see what's in store for you financially in 2024 and what you can focus on to call more prosperity into your life this coming year. So we're going to start. We have some cards here from the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. We're going to start, and I'm going to pull a signifier card for you. So we're going to do a different layout than I normally do, different kind of format, since this is a much more in-depth kind of year-long reading for you. So I'm going to pull, for pile 1, the main theme card for abundance and finances in your life in the coming year. And here it is. Oh, we have 2 here. So you actually get 2 signifier cards. So, ooh, these are so fun to see. And by the way, we're going to have a lot of cards here, so I'm going to try to make space. I'll try to keep things in frame as much as possible, but we might run out of room with all the cards, but I'll be sure to show you all the cards. They might just get a little covered up as we go or pushed a little off frame, so please bear with me. I want to give you the most in-depth reading I can. So, to start things off, it's really cool to see here that kind of the main theme for you financially in 2024 is going to be this theme of radiant abundance and metamorphosis. These are some of my absolute favorite cards in the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. I remember when I created them, these were some of the first ones that came through, honestly. So what I'm seeing is a couple different messages for you already, pile 1. So 2024 is going to be a year where there is a lot of opportunities for you to call more abundance into your life, but it's, as money often does, always going to come from within. But this is a year, honestly, I see you so much more stepping into your power this year. I see you kind of turning a new leaf, but like being a different up-leveled version of you. Like I feel like you're already on that track. I get the sense, and let me know in the comments if this resonates, pile 1, that you've been doing a lot of inner work over the last several months, maybe this whole year of 2023, and you've seen a lot of change. And you feel like you're starting to finally step into this new up-leveled version of yourself. Like you're stepping into, in the Wealthy membership, we always say NLS, which is next level self. It's like our little shorthand we use for that. But it really feels to me like you're stepping into your next level self. Like you've been taking steps toward that all year, and now you are more fully stepping into that. And that is so exciting. I do get the sense that you've been working quite a bit, like I said, on yourself, on your inner growth. And if you haven't, you're going to be invited to start doing that soon. But whether you've been working on this inner growth, especially around money, around your money mindset, your energy around money, maybe you've even been making changes in your career and things like that. If you haven't already started that at this point, right towards the end of 2023, you're going to be very quickly in 2024 invited on this path of deep inner and outer change around money. So I see potentially, we'll see what the other cards say as we pull more cards. I'm going to pull more cards for each quarter of your year and get a more complete picture here. But I get the sense that this is going to be a year of you really shifting gears, whether it's shifting a lot of the inner narratives around money, or your attitude toward money, or your energy around money, and really embodying the energy of wealth and that next level wealthy version of you, whether it's that inner game or more of the outer game of maybe shifting careers so that you step into a career or industry or niche that allows you to feel more abundant, allows you to feel more like this up-leveled, next-level version of you that you've been working towards reaching and becoming. So that's so exciting. This is really beautiful, positive energy coming off of these cards. What already off the bat the universe is giving me to translate over to you is the message of this next year, you will see so much personal growth, and you'll be given opportunities for personal growth. And if you don't take the opportunities, you'll kind of be nudged into them anyway. So you're going to grow a lot in 2024, which is always exciting. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but I get the sense that it's like you've already kind of done the groundwork. You've already laid the foundation. So this next year is almost like reaping the rewards of all the work you've done. You'll still have transformation. You'll still have some ego deaths and things like that, but I get this, like I keep getting the message, like it's going to be easier next year. And that's so fun, especially when we talk about how it relates to money. So the theme and what universe and what source is really asking you to focus on in 2024 overall, and again, we'll get a more complete picture in a moment. Overall, the main theme for you is really going to be about prioritizing becoming and feeling and acting like the version of you who has all the wealth you desire to the best of your ability in each moment, right? This doesn't mean, I always say when we see this card come up of radiant abundance, where it's all asking about embodiment and becoming that next level version of you, it's not asking you to go spend money you don't have, because that's what your next level self would do. They'd spend that amount of money because they'd have it. It's nothing like that. It's more, how do you treat yourself internally? How do you talk to yourself like the version of you who has all the money you desire? Are you easier on yourself? Are you maybe a little bit more disciplined with yourself? I get the sense that there's going to be a lot more of, you're going to feel so much more, like I said, in your power. You're going to feel so much more certain of what you're doing in your career, in your business, and even with, your finances. You're going to start to see things shifting internally and externally as a result of this, and you're going to see so much change. I feel like there's the potential for quite a bit of financial change in your life to be reaching that next level of abundance that you've been trying to manifest for maybe, I get the sense, years now. I feel like it's finally coming to that tipping point where that work is paying off, as long as throughout the year you're focusing on continually stepping into alignment with the version of you who has all the money you desire. If you don't really know what I'm talking about or how to do that, I have a free series here on my channel that I will link in a card above. It's called Financial Frequency. That is a free series on here that walks you through how to align with your next level self in terms of money and wealth, how to attune your thoughts, energy, and actions with that next level version of you. So I'll link that above for you if you want that resource, because that seems like exactly what you're going to be focusing on this next year in order to call more abundance in. But this is really exciting energy to start our reading off with. Sources also telling me that, yes, there will be some more transformation. You've probably already been undergoing quite a bit, or feel like you've been changing so much. You're like, really more? I need to change more. It's going to be so fun is what Source is saying. It's going to be so fun. It's going to feel good. It's funny. Like, there's different types of change we see. And I've seen this with my hundreds of clients I've had over the last several years. When it comes to money and career and business, it's so... A lot of the healing work, or the work we have to do to be able to embody our next level self, can often feel very heavy, because a lot of it is uprooting a lot of the toxic beliefs and mindsets and energies we've adopted around money throughout our life. Because let's be honest, our society is has an overall narrative that's very toxic, very disempowering around money. And so it often feels really heavy to do the work, the inner work that needs to be done, the inner child healing, the mindset, rewiring, the changing of habits, all of that around money. It can feel really heavy, really difficult, really uncomfortable. But I get the sense you've already done that in the last year or so. You've been working on this, whether consciously or not, or been kind of forced into it. You've had a lot of the deeper, kind of more painful healing already happen, is what I'm getting. And that there will still be transformation. There will still be things that you need to shift in order to continually throughout 2024 step into being this next level version of you. But Source is saying, it's going to feel fun. It's going to feel easy. It's going to feel empowering. It's the kind of change that it's again, I get the sense it's like, in a linear sense, you've already done all this work. Like, this is 2023 over here. You've already done all this work to heal and shift, or you've been kind of pushed or forced to heal and shift by life over the last year or so, maybe several years. And in 2024, over this way, you're going to keep shifting, but it's going to be easy work because you've already done the bulk of the hard work. Doesn't mean that it won't be uncomfortable or out of your comfort zone at times in 2024, but overall, it's going to be very lighthearted change. It's going to be very empowering change. I keep hearing like, finally, like that's what you're going to be kind of thinking and feeling throughout this year. Is like, you might start to see the money start to come in more, the more you embody your next level self. You might start to just feel more like you're on track, or like you have clarity and focus this next year of what you're actually doing to make money in a way that feels good to you, in a way that's spiritually and personally aligned for you. Like, I just feel like you're going to start to see the money come in. You're going to start to get on these tracks in your life where you're going to be like, oh, finally, I'm finally here. This is finally where I've been wanting to go. I've been hearing almost like fighting to get to in some way, shape, or form for the last several years, honestly. It feels like, oh, finally, it feels like relief. It feels like release. It feels fun because you're finally there, and now you get to start playing and up-leveling rapidly. Ooh, that's another thing. Rapid transformation. That's what I'm seeing. Rapid transformation personally, and especially around your stories around money, the way you make money. I wouldn't be surprised if those of you in traditional jobs are going to see like multiple promotions or raises or opportunities to just kind of skip up the ladder quite a bit in this next year. Those of you who are in business, I wouldn't be surprised if you see big leaps in your income, like 10 times in your income overnight. That happened to me in the past. It's just like, sometimes we see that slow, steady growth, which is still very much an option for you this year, but I get the sense for you, pile one, there's the option for exponential quantum leap growth. And that is so exciting. We'll pull some more cards. If, again, by the way, in addition to that financial frequency series, you want more support with tapping into that next level self, that's almost all of what we do inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, which is my low cost monthly membership. So link for that is in the description below. But in, like I said, January of 2024, we're going to be creating the foundations of how do you really focus on what you need to focus on in 2024 to see massive growth and like these exponential up levels around money, like we're talking about, in a really soul aligned, really beautiful way. So if that resonates to you, if that calls to you, you want support and community around that and get to connect with me around that, definitely check out the link in the description below for the Wealth Vibe membership. All right. What we're going to do now is I'm going to pull your quarterly cards. So we're going to move your signifier cards up a little bit. I apologize if they are off screen a bit for you. I will try to keep them in frame as much as possible. And we are going to pull your quarterly cards now and get a kind of overall story of what the rest of what 2024 is going to look like for you with a little bit more detail. And then from there, we'll go even into more detail of all the quarters. So I'm really excited for this part. All right. What else does pile one need to hear for their quarterly cards? We have quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. All right, so right off the bat, we have your Q1 card. With quarter one, we have the Alchemist card. So the first 3 months of the year, the first quarter of the year, is going to be, it's going to be massive change. I feel like this is more of where the Metamorphosis card, this change is going to be seen as maybe up front at the beginning of the year. That's what's coming through, is like at the beginning of the year is when a lot of this change is going to happen. So January, February, March, you're going to see a lot more change. So sources saying right now, and we'll pull some more cards to get clarity on this in a moment, but sources saying as you are going into the new year, don't lose any sort of hope that you are going to be up leveling, because all the change might be kind of coming up front. It's almost like front loaded. So it's like I'm getting a sense like you can get it out of the way and really just have fun the rest of the year and reap the rewards. So make sure that you welcome this change, right? You're going to be transmuting probably, again, like some old stories, things like that. It also, I'm getting a sense it might just be more external change, where there's more change in your career, more change in your, in the way you make money. You might see a little bit of turmoil around this. I don't see a lot, but it could be, like maybe a seeming setback in your job, like something that appears to be a roadblock or obstacle, but you're going to grow through it and you're going to take lemons and make them into lemonade, basically. So seeing everything that comes your way in the first few months of the year, this is a great mindset to have all the time, especially around money, and just in life, but especially the 3 months of the year. Sources saying really hold on to that mindset of everything is happening for me. Like that's really the message that's coming through. And throughout it, with every change that comes, every obstacle that comes through, every shift that you have to make or step you have to take outside of your comfort zone, all these changes you're making, make sure you're coming back to checking in with what would my next level self, what the version of me who has all the money I desire, how would they look at this change? How would they look at this event? How would they look at this setback, right? How would they look at this choice I have to make? What would they choose? So making sure that you are tapping into that repeatedly throughout the year and letting that be your kind of compass, your North Star, is that next level version of you. This is kind of how we collapse time. This is how we quantum leap, which again I think in March, which is a great time for you, in the Wealth Vibe membership, we're probably going to be doing a quantum leap challenge around money, where we're doing daily little mini quantum leaps to really up level quickly. So again, if that calls to you, definitely come check it out. But really, the main theme for Q1 for you is going to be embodying your next level self, the version of you who has the wealth you desire, through all the changes, using that to navigate through all the changes and not getting discouraged by the amount of probably like growth and change and stretching outside of your comfort zone that the universe is probably going to be demanding of you in the first month or in the first 3 months of the year. But the universe is saying it's just so you can clear the way and have so much fun the rest of the year. So yeah, that's really exciting to see. Let's see what your Q2 card was here. Ooh, we have divine surrender for your Q2 card. Oh my gosh. I get the sense, yeah, it's just this confirmation. So the second quarter of the year is going to be, you did all this transformation, and as long as you're embodying your next level self through it and not getting discouraged and just going with the flow and embracing the change and knowing that the change is happening for you so that you can get to that next level, oh my gosh, you're going to then just be able to let go and just go with the flow. Like I said, it's like all this change, all this kind of inner work maybe, or outer work. Again, I get the sense it's like you're going to maybe have to shift niches, or maybe you're restructuring your business. Maybe you're hiring team members or shifting team members or dropping team members. Maybe you are getting a new job or let go from a job so that you can get a better job, or like there's something external that's going to shift, and it's going to create this ripple effect of change throughout you that's going to create these massive up levels that you're already ready for because you've been doing this work, whether you've been conscious of it or not, for the last several months or years. And this is it's all kind of like this gateway into this next level you've been trying to reach around abundance, and it's gonna start to flow, and you're gonna just get to, after this, like the first quarter, the second quarter of the year, you're just gonna let go and flow, and everything's just gonna kind of like, the current is just gonna take you with it to where you want to be, and you're gonna get to just flow. But the universe is saying, make sure you're trusting in it. Make sure you're not overthinking and trying to force things to happen. Just allow things to happen, right? I also am getting the message, allow things to be good. So pile one, let me know in the comments, are you someone that when things get good, you feel like it's too good to be true and you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop? Because if that's you, the universe is saying, or even if it's not, it's saying you might become kind of that person, because things are going to get real good in quarter two, in your career, in your finances, in your own inner state. Honestly, you're going to also feel naturally just more at peace around money. You're going to feel more naturally abundant. Let it be good. It gets to be that good. There isn't some other shoe that has to drop. The universe is like, you've been working towards, the universe is saying, if you feel like you catch yourself in Q2 saying, this is too good to be true, or something, like, what if this doesn't continue? What if the money doesn't continue to flow? What if it doesn't get to be this easy, this good? The universe is like, it is easy right now, but it hasn't been easy in the past for you. The universe is saying, you're always worthy. You don't have to struggle in order to be worthy of the money you desire, but you have paid your dues. So if you want to look at it like, this is too good to be true, it's like the universe is like, no, it's not, because you have done the work. You've done the hard work of transforming. So allow it to be this good, is what the universe is saying, right? Allow it to be this good. That's Q2 for you. So that's so fun. Oh my gosh, pile one. All right, now we have, I knew this card was going to come up for you. I knew it was going to come up for you. How did I know that? Tapped in. All right, so we have in Q3, we have the Rogue card. So the Rogue card is kind of this continuation of what I was just saying here. I see just so much flow for you this year. Like, it makes a lot of sense. The Rogue card, whenever this comes up, it says that there are things that kind of seem to be thrown into our path. So this might be obstacles, roadblocks, things like that. But they're actually, again, happening for us, right? They're things that are happening for us. They're like redirects from the universe. So in Q3, you're going to have some redirect from the universe. I don't get the sense you're going to have to transform much through it. You're already going to be at this up-level, next-level self state as long as you've been focusing on every step of the way, looking at things and acting as if like your next-level self would, and then trusting like your next level self would, right? And letting the universe support you and going with with the flow of things and allowing it to be so good like your next level self would, right? As long as you've been focusing on that, when you get here, there's going to be some sort of redirect from the universe in Q3. So something is going to happen. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Maybe it might be like a job shift or opportunity, or maybe a team member quits unexpectedly or something. Something's going to happen that at first glance might not look ideal on the surface, but very quickly, as long as you've been embodying your next level self and you're able to hold that mentality here of, okay, how is this happening for me? What's the truth underneath this? What's, all of this surface level noise? What's really going on underneath it, and how is it happening for me? What opportunities is it giving me to up level? Like, you're going to move through it so quickly, and you're going to, as long as you keep in your mind of like, this is a redirect from the universe to even more abundance. Like I said, what I say about quantum leaping, right? Like, there's exponential up levels around money and finances and career this year in 2024. You are going to, I get the sense this is where you'll really start to see those quantum leaps is Q3. So again, there's increasing abundance all the way, especially in Q2. But you might really it's like you might be doing this kind of nice steady climb upwards, and then all of a sudden you get to Q3 and whoosh, it just like skyrockets, right? Like, as long as you're keeping that focus on, okay, how would my next level self see this? How would the version of me who has all that money I desire, how would they see this thing that's happening? I get the sense it's like 1 to 3 things, one major thing and maybe some little things that kind of stem off from it. But there's going to be some sort of redirect from the universe. And as long as you've been embodying that next level version of you, as long as you've been flowing with it, trusting it, having fun, feeling in your power around money and what you're doing, this is going to be so easy. And you're going to see it. And I get the sense you'll see it and you'll almost immediately be like, this is that redirect. And I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. And you're going to be excited to see what's on the other side of it. I get the sense you won't really know. You might have some ideas of how this is happening for you, but you won't really know what the universe is redirecting you to until you kind of just go with it and again, surrender into it. So really fun to see a lot of people, when we see the road card come up, it's like people are like, oh, something bad is going to happen, some unexpected expense. It's like, but it's often being like, listen to the truth beneath the noise, right? The universe is also saying, because, the theme for you this year in 2024 is to be focusing on becoming, stepping into that next level version of you now. The universe is saying it's going to be an opportunity for you to really shift into a higher level of truth. And that's the message that's coming through. It's like you're going to see a deeper level of truth. I get the sense that you're going to get more clarity on something in your career or your life's purpose almost. When you have that clarity, it's going to open some doors that you didn't even know were available to you. You didn't even see them before. So there's something deeper for you here. There's some deeper truth that you're going to discover about yourself, about your career, about people around you in your business or whoever you share finances. You're going to realize some deeper truth that is, once you realize it, something's going to come up, it's going to make you realize this deeper truth. And as long as you're going, how would my next level self handle this situation? How can I see this as being for me, right? You're going to see some sort of deeper truth that's going to catapult you into more abundance and into that next level that you've been really trying to get to. You're going to collapse time and this is going to be this quantum leap. That's exciting. And again, I get the sense that this won't feel that hard to you. At first glance, it might be kind of jarring. You'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. That doesn't feel great. I didn't want that person to quit, or I didn't want to lose that job, or I didn't want to lose that client, or something that on its surface doesn't look great. But then very quickly, I get the sense because you've been doing this embodiment work throughout the year, you've been doing this inner work for years, you're going to see it so quickly. It's not going to feel like this hard and heavy thing. It's going to be something you easily transmute and alchemize. It's going to be something that you easily can see the potential on the other side of, or be open to potential and then move through and see this deeper truth that's going to just catapult you into new levels of abundance. Really, really exciting. Pile 1. Okay, and then for your Q4 card we have here, if I'm running out of space maybe, we have your Sacred Stillness card. So sacred stillness, these two are such compliments to each other, and these two are such compliments to each other in your reading. So it's kind of some nice pacing that's being laid out for you in 2024. Like you'll have some rapid change, you'll have some time of flow and getting to just enjoy it and enjoy how good life is. You'll have something that happens that redirects you into even more abundance and more prosperity and greater inner truths and quantum leaping really into that next level. And then the universe is like, enjoy it again. Q4, so a year from now, right? End of 2024 is like, I see so much abundance. I see so much peace in abundance too. So if you have been in a job or in your business and it's been burning you out, or you've been feeling like you're just like frantic, or you're like, feast or famine, or, any sort of unsustainable pattern around money in your life, in the last year or so, the universe is like, that all is resolved by this time next year. This is all resolved by Q4 of 2024. As long as you're focusing on welcoming this transformation, being this next level version of you, embodying that version of you, as long as you're doing that throughout the year, you're going to get to the end of the year and you're going to be, like we said, you're going to have quantum leaped in this next level of abundance, and you're just going to be enjoying it. You're going to be like blissed out enjoying it. You're going to have so much more inner peace. Making money and maintaining this new level of money is going to feel easier than ever before, than any other level of money ever felt. It's going to feel so much more doable, and you're going to feel so much more personally fulfilled. So this is another message that's coming through now that we have kind of this more complete picture. And again, we're going to go a little bit more in depth here for you on each of these quarters. But with this Sacred Stillness card, the big message here is that you're going to shift this coming year, into a way of making money that is more personally and spiritually aligned for you. And I think maybe this is some of the shift you've been working toward, and it's some of the shift you might see here, or even be redirected to. I get the sense it's going to be starting at the beginning of the year, where you're maybe pivoting in your business or your career or your job position to be making money in a way that's more spiritually aligned. Again, like I said at the beginning of this reading, this might be through a new industry, completely shifting careers or industries entirely, or niches. It also, though, could be just from like stopping offering those services that don't feel good to you, or they kind of burn you out, and offering something different, or restructuring the way your business is, or shifting, positions within your company, or climbing the rank in your company so that you're now doing different sort of work in the same field, right? There's just going to be some significant shift that brings you and what you do to make money into alignment with your personal and spiritual values, and with this new level version of you that you're becoming, right? So the universe is like, it's like this payoff, right? This massive payoff, not just in finances. Yes, we're going to see this quantum leap into more finances if, again, all this is contingent, right, on making sure you are embodying your next level self throughout 2024. That is the thing to focus on for you throughout this next year. That is the thing. That's what's going to carry you through all of this. As long as you've done that, you are going to have so much, like an abundance of money, like financial wealth, but you're also going to have this abundance of inner wealth. I also see, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you watching, I get the sense this isn't for all of you. This message is just for some of you watching this. So take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Some of you will be starting families or having your family grow at this time, and it's going to feel so good and so secure and so fulfilling. Some of you might be starting new relationships or deepening in relationships that are more fulfilling to you. Again, this doesn't necessarily apply to all of you, but I think a good amount of you watching this, that'll be true for. So take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But regardless, it's so much inner and outer peace. And again, there's so much transformation this year. There's so much quantum leaping, but there's also so much good. There's so much flow. There's so much fullness, right? We see this full river. There's just so much abundance in all areas for you. And it's going to feel like, again, finally, I've made it. Finally, I'm here. Finally, I've achieved what I get a sense that you feel like you've been fighting to reach this point in your life that you're going to reach in a year. You've been fighting. Fighting is the word that keeps coming through for me to get here. And the universe is saying, it feels like 7 years for you. Whether you've been conscious of it or not, that's what's coming through is like, I don't think you've necessarily always been doing, some of you might have been doing inner work around money and stuff for 7 years. But I get the sense that this is almost the completion of a 7-year cycle in your life around finances and career. It feels like for 7 years you've been fighting, whether consciously or not. So let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. But it's like 7 years. This has been a journey you've been on. And this is like the last chapter of like the payoff, right? Like the final little last things to tie off, the final, things to be resolved and shifted and changed. And then the payoff happens in the last half of the year, especially Q4, and you're just enjoying it. And it's so fulfilling. And the universe is saying it's felt like a fight, partially because you needed to change things that were in the way in order to get to here, in order to become this version of you who has all of this. But it also felt like a fight because maybe sometimes you doubted that it was ever going to happen, or you felt like you had to change in order to be worthy of the money. The universe said it's never been a question of your worth. It's been a question of how much are you going to allow yourself to be guided, to flow, to be redirected, to change, right? And so the universe is really saying it's felt like a fight, and rightfully so, because you've been through a lot around this stuff. But Source is really saying like it's not been a test. It's not been because you were ever unworthy. It's because you just needed to see what you truly wanted, right? And get this clarity, get these truths. If you had been able to attain the level of wealth, and in all senses of the word, inner and outer wealth, that you're going to attain at the end of next year through focusing on embodying your next level self, if you had attained that 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it wouldn't be in a form that's sustainable where you could fully enjoy it. So it's all been happening for you so that you get to, I just see so much immense peace and enjoyment for you in Q4 and throughout. That's what you're going to see it starting throughout 2024, but you're going to really see it come to fruition at the end of the year at this whole other level. So that's really beautiful. I love that. I'm loving your cards. Pile one. Okay. That is your year so far overview. We're going to pull some more cards now from another deck to get a little bit more information on these or any other messages that come through. I feel like we have a pretty complete picture here from a kind of bird's eye level view, but there might be some more guidance of ways you can navigate each of these quarters or these overall kind of focuses. But another word that is coming through for you to really focus on this year, right, is like peace. So if you're someone who does a word of the year, right? If a lot of people do that, especially in the self-development and spiritual communities, but if you have a word of the year for 2024, a word that's coming through is peace. And especially even peace around finances. So just like navigating, I get the sense that your next level self feels a lot more peaceful than maybe you feel right now or that you felt in the last 7 years of this journey you've been on. And especially around money, much more peaceful in their work, much more confident and in their power in their work, much more allowing things to be good, much more going with the flow, much more surrendered. Any of those words are good for you, like surrender, empowerment. That's all great. You could take any of those, but also I get the sense of the word like peace or fulfillment or alignment, right? With that next level version of you. Embodiment might be another word for you, but it's like I get the sense that it's all accumulating to this peaceful abundance for you. Like, and when I say peaceful, it's not like boring. It's you're fully enjoying it, because oftentimes we see when people make a lot of money, and I've seen this a lot in my personal life and from a lot of clients I've had over the years, is when people finally like hit it big and you start making a significant amount of money, sometimes we can't enjoy it because we haven't built up the habits along the way that allow us to enjoy our life now as it is. And so then when the money comes in, this is the thing. Money amplifies, right? Everyone says like money change you. It doesn't change you. It amplifies what's already there. And so, this is again what the universe is saying. 7 years ago, if the money had come in, it would have amplified all these parts of you that weren't healed, that were not clear on who you were and what you wanted. It would have honestly been so much harder and less enjoyable to have that money than what's been going on the last 7 years for you. And now you have come to a point where when the money comes in, it's going to amplify all these amazing embodied next level aligned parts of you that you've been working on throughout the last several years and that you're focusing on this year. So truly, I get the sense that why the word, peace is coming through for you. If you want to take that for your word of the year, great. If not, just have that kind of play in the back of your mind as like maybe a secondary word or something like that for 2024 is like peaceful, empowerment, peaceful, or also like fulfillment, right? Personal fulfillment, because the universe is saying it's like you've been working till this point. You've been doing the inner work, the outer work. You're finally embodying your next level self more and more. The money is going to come through and amplify whatever state you're in that you reach after kind of this Q3, change or redirect. As long as you have this focus on, okay, my next level self would be fully enjoying this up level, this quantum leap into new wealth, this collapsing of timelines. My next level self would be enjoying it. She'd be so fully centered in it. They'd be so fully trusting of it and enjoying it and not taking it for granted and just soaking up every beautiful magical moment of this life that you've built for yourself and this abundance that you've accumulated, and that continues to come in because it's going to continue. It's a flow. It's not just a one-time thing. It's like this is going to flow. There's going to be so much peace, so much sense of stability, so much sense of expansion, right? So take that or leave it. Again, this is a lot of what we're doing in January in the Wealth Life membership is we're picking that word for the year, our focus, and we're going to find so many different levels and multi-dimensional aspects of the word that you pick. And we're going to set the stage for that in January to really, again, help you focus your energy in a way that's going to just set you up to unlock so much success. And for you, Pile One, all of this. So again, if you want to check that out, link in the description. But the universe is saying like this is going to be such a fulfilling end of the year for you in 2024, which we love to see. All right, let's pull now. I have my Fountain Tarot cards. This is a tarot deck I've had for a long time. It has been with me for quite a while, and I'm very connected to this tarot. I tend to gravitate toward oracle cards more, but I really love this tarot deck. I have a few new ones I've been playing with, but this one has always just really spoke to me. That almost flipped out for you. We'll see if it wants to come back around. I want at least one more card for Pile One for Q1. What else do they need to know for Q1? That's not it. Oh, There they are. That's a lot of cards for you. But those are the ones that want to come out. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups reversed. We have the 3 of Cups. What did I say about emotional fulfillment, right? We have the Ace of Wands. I'm just trying to make room for all these. I wasn't planning on pulling this many for you. But here we are. We have Justice. And we have the 8 of Coins. All right, so to start us off with these, we'll kind of read these in the order they came out. But when I see the 7 of Cups, especially reversed, this is just meaning like you're going to be so confident. Again, the more you lean into the next level version of you and make choices specifically, like you're going to have, I sense, remember we talked about like choices, shifts, changes in Q1 for you. It's going to be all this change up front at the beginning of the year. As long as you are really tapped into that next level version of you, very clear on that version of you, and what they need, what they're asking for, you're going to be so confidently making the choices that you need to make and so confidently moving through this change. So again, when the universe was like, don't lose faith because it's all happening and it's just kind of this front loaded inner change and outer change, right? Like really outer change of, things are changing. You're gonna have a lot of choices and it might feel overwhelming at times. And again, I see this with the 3 of Cups as well. It's gonna feel overwhelming at times, but you're really going to be able to move through it so clearly and so confidently. As long as you're just keep checking with that next level version of you. The universe is like, just keep checking in. When you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what direction to move in. The universe is like, just check in. Just check in with your next level self. Just take a 5-minute break. Just do a quick meditation. Just ask your next level self for that direction and just be like, what do I need to know? What would you do in this version, in this situation? What choices would you make? What choices could I see leading to more fulfillment, right? And inner peace and enjoyment of my wealth, like my next level self would be experiencing. What choice seems most aligned that I think will lead me there, right? Like just daydream. Honestly, the universe is like, just daydream. This is, again, some of the 3 of Cups as well. Just daydream a little bit and indulge in that daydream a little bit. Indulge in just fantasizing when you feel like you have a lot of choices in Q1 and a lot of shifts and a lot of things changing and it might feel a little overwhelming. Just check in with, like, do a little daydreaming, indulge in some daydreaming. It might feel indulgent to you, is what the universe is saying, but it's honestly, this is the power you have, is your ability to daydream, your ability to imagine things, your ability to fantasize can help you get that clarity you're looking for. So daydream about what your next level self would do in this situation. Daydream that you already have this amount of money, you're headed towards at the end of the year, and you have it now. What would you choose? What would you choose? So doing that is just going to lead you through so easily. And it's going to be that exercise of just like a quick meditation, a quick connecting with your next level self, a quick imagining that you are your next level self. And again, all of that is how to do that is laid out in that free financial frequency series I linked earlier for you. But as you do that, it's just going to be so easy. Like that exercise is just going to carry you through. It's just going to be so simple to make these choices and to just move through this period of change. So it's kind of, this is the universe right here. It's just giving you the tools, right? The steps to move through these changes without feeling overwhelmed. And again, we have this just kind of confirmed with the Justice card and our Ace of Wands we have under here. As long as you are just not letting yourself get overwhelmed by these choices, by this change, by all this, the things that are changing for you, right? And you're having that mindset of how is this happening for you and what would my next level self do in this situation and what feels aligned with that version of me. As long as you're doing that, the choices are going to be easy for you to make. You'll be able to keep that level head. You'll be able to make a very, I don't want to say logical decision. I hate that term, especially when we're talking about inner guidance and aligning with your next level self, because quantum leaping is not logical. It's not predictable, right? So I don't want to use the word logical, but it's going to be very clear-headed for you. And it's just going to allow you to move forward so boldly and so just start this whole new chapter, right, of enjoying the abundance, going with the flow and seeing where it takes you. You're going to make a decision, really. You're going to make this a decision around this time in Q3 and some sort of choice. You're going to take action on some sort of choice that comes up for you through all this change you're going through. And it's going to just you're going to flow with it, right? Like as long as you allow yourself to flow with it in Q2, then you're going to reach this really cool event that happens that's redirect from the universe and you quantum leap into more wealth. Really cool to see. So this is kind of like the start of a new beginning, a new chapter of this new era for you of abundance in your life. And then we see here with the 8 of Coins reversed, like we see this guy's doing this kind of balancing act. I don't know if you can see it all on screen, but he's doing this balancing act with his coins, and it's just this this kind of structure that's really rigidly built, and so it's precariously balanced, and he's kind of mastering it. But because this is reversed, I'm seeing that it's like, this is like all these like intricate things that you were doing that kind of made money harder are going to start to fall away, especially with this choice you make. You might like kind of burn it to the ground. This might be the point where you're like, I'm shifting industries, I'm shifting niches, I'm leaving this job, I'm going for a different position or a different career. Like I get the sense again that like you're going to just be going through such massive change and such, kind of the ending of the 7-year cycle, that you can now start this new cycle that's up ahead of massive prosperity and fulfillment in all ways. So the Eight of Coins is really, it's just telling me that all this like kind of like MacGyvering or jerry-rigging you've been doing is what I'm getting, like to like kind of just get by with your finances, or to just make it to this next month, or to just try to get this thing to work. It's like all of that's that feeling of trying to balance everything and not feeling like it's coming in, or not feeling like you're disciplined around money or anything, like that's all going to change as you start to make these choices as that next level version of you, as the version of you who's saying, how is this happening for me? And you're going to get to start this new beginning and see this kind of fall away, and that old energy gets to go. And that's really, really cool to see, to then enter into. This is honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of like a spiritual awakening here, a little bit of a kind of just like finally just being like, you know what, I give up on trying to make it so hard or trying to control everything, and I'm just going to go with what feels right to me and what feels aligned with my next level self. I'm going to go trust what my intuition is telling me. I'm going to trust my inner guidance. I'm finally just going to go for that thing, or I'm going to make that jump, and we'll just see where it takes me, and it's going to lead to all this surrender and everything else right throughout the year. So really cool to see, just so that's just a little more guidance of you of how to navigate what all this front-loaded change at the beginning of the year that you'll see in Q1. All right, let's see what we have for Q2 for you. Oh, we have the Tower, of course. The Devil. Let's get at least one more card. There it is for your Q2. And we have the Queen of Cups. So beautiful. You have a lot of cups coming up so far. So much fulfillment, right? This is the first thing, like so much fulfillment. All this I said is going with the flow. There's water here. This flow of, of just like, you're just basking in all this emotional fulfillment, all this, like you finally, I feel like again here, released finally something that maybe has been weighing you down for 7 years, right? In Q3, and finally this change was kind of like the last straw where you're like, screw it. I'm going for it. I know I have the clarity for my next level self. I know what I need to do. I'm going to navigate through these choices. I'm going to not get overwhelmed by them. I'm going to just go with what in my heart I know is right for me. And I'm just going to see where it takes me. And in doing that, you're just going to drop some like paradigms and, stories or ways you've had around approaching money for so long. You're just going to finally let that go. And you're going to just be free of it. And it's just, you're going to have so much, again, the peace that we see here, it starts here, right? This is the beginning of it. And it's like the life is like, enjoy it. Don't get, right, with the Devil card, do not get distracted by those old stories. What did I say earlier about like, it can't be this good, right? Don't get distracted by that. And then we have the Tower card. It's like, don't get distracted by everything crumbling, right? By moving on to this new chapter. Again, this might be where you've kind of pivoted right around Q1, Q2 into a new job, into a new career, or just a new way of approaching your work or business or money or finances, your budgeting, whatever it is. And there's going to be times when it might feel, again, tempting to look back at kind of what you're letting go of and what you're allowing to fall away. And it's going to be tempting to look at that and go, oh my God, maybe, am I crazy for leaving that? Am I crazy for letting go? It's like, no, the universe is like, just again, allow life to be this good. Allow yourself to feel this good. Allow yourself to enjoy how much freer, how much more peaceful you feel in your work, in your business, in your money. This honestly could even just be an attitude shift. Like maybe you're at a job where you're like, I'm so burnt out. I feel so much pressure. I don't feel appreciated. You're going to have some sort of attitude shift, or something will happen to allow you to feel so much more fulfilled at work. Maybe it's a new job, or maybe it's just a change of the way you look at your work and your coworkers or something like that, right? Or your clients or anything like that. So don't get distracted by what was. Don't give in to old stories of it. The other shoe is going to drop. Things can't be this good. Let all of that go. That's not what's happening here, okay? Like, let yourself truly enjoy this. This is just kind of confirmation, but there's just going to be those moments where you might, again, feel like the other shoe's going to drop. Something's coming. Don't let yourself get into that. Don't let yourself get distracted. The universe is really like, just let yourself freaking enjoy it. pile one. The universe is like, you're kind of going to get this taste of everything you've been fighting for or working toward over the last several years. And especially in 2023, you're going to finally get the taste of it. You're going to start to see the payoff. And it's going to start internally at first, is what I'm seeing. It's going to start internally at first. You're going to feel wealthier, especially as you're embodying your next level self. You're going to feel more abundant. You're going to feel more fulfilled. You're going to feel more at peace. Enjoy that. Don't get distracted with looking at what was and thinking, I got to go back to that. I have to be so burned out in order to make money. And just allow this to be enough. Again, we'll see probably some financial increase here as long as you're doing this embodiment work. But the real, big reward that you're looking for is going to be in the second half of the year. So allow yourself to just go with the flow here. And don't be also, with these, don't be distracted by I haven't 10 times my income yet, or I haven't been able to leave my office job yet to go do that business. It's like, but as long as you're taking the steps, you're going that direction, allow the universe to carry you and show you how it can be done. Allow yourself to feel good, allow yourself to be in alignment with your next level self, especially on an energetic or emotional level. Feel the way you'd feel at your next level of abundance. Feel it as though it's real now. Do that. That's going to carry you through. Do not get distracted. I keep getting the word distraction, especially with this Devil card. Do not get distracted by the old thoughts, by the self-doubt, by looking at, oh my God, all the money hasn't shown up yet. It's like, give the universe time to deliver it to you. Let the universe have a chance to carry you to it, to go with the flow is what keeps coming through here. So I get the sense this is almost going to be the hardest part of your year in a way, is actually letting yourself enjoy how good you feel, how clear you feel, how enjoying the little bits of money that are starting to come in more and more. That's actually going to be the biggest challenge for you this year, pile one, in 2024. It's not even going to be this change. It's not even going to be this redirect from the universe. It's going to be actually letting yourself enjoy it. And this is almost like, to me, this is like your year has this kind of symmetry to it where there's going to be change and overwhelm and turmoil. There's going to be some redirect from the universe. Both of them, it's like this half of the year is preparing you for the amazing half of the year you're having at the end of the year, right? It's like it's a little taste tester. It's like, hey, more of this is coming. Can you please get ready for it, right? The universe is giving you an opportunity to be able to hold all of the abundance and all of the inner fulfillment and peace that's coming over here, but you got to be able to hold it down. Again, this isn't a test from the universe. The universe is not testing you and being like, prove to the universe that you can enjoy yourself. It's just, again, because money amplifies what already is within you. It amplifies who you are being. So if you do not know how to enjoy the good when it shows up on this smaller scale, it's not insignificant. This is gonna be really fun for you if you allow it to be. But if you can't enjoy the money and hold that money and be peaceful with your money and trust the flow of things and trust it'll keep showing up here, how are you going to do that when it 10 times is over here? This is how so many people self-sabotage. I can't tell you how many clients I've had in the past who have told me stories of they up-leveled before working with me and then they crashed down and couldn't sustain it. They were making multiple six-figure months for a few months, or they had one 10K month and then they crashed and they couldn't, and they haven't been able to get back there since. And so much of it is because you freaked out. You got overwhelmed. You didn't let it be as good as it was being. So you created some obstacles for yourself. You create these ways to prove your ego story, right, of it can't be that easy, right? And so oftentimes when we have things start getting better, we self-sabotage, we upper limit, we prevent ourselves from allowing them to be that good because we don't trust they can be that good. The universe right here in Q2 is start trusting it can be this good. Do not get distracted by the way things were, by the old stories, by what you're kind of moving away from. Do not get distracted by that. And as long as you're focusing on that and doing that from this being your next level version of you and truly being that version of you now in Q2, in the moment, feeling that good, feeling, the joy of this new kind of path you're on, these choices you've made and what they're leading you to and what the universe is leading you to. Oh, you're going to feel so good. And you're going to just be ready to then hold this later, this massive abundance that you're going to up level into. All right, let's get your Q3 cards here. Let's see, what are the Q3 cards? This one wants to come out. For pile one. And this is really around, let's see if there's any information around that redirect from the universe, let's see, what is the redirect going to look like? Let's see if there's any other information for that or any other messages the universe has for you around that. Let's see here. For feel like these are your Q3 cards. We have your Q4 cards here. And if we have some time, we have some extra cards for you here at the end. I'm going to keep those set aside because you had a bunch pop out for you there. There's a lot of guidance the universe has for you today, Pile. And I knew these were going to be in-depth readings, but there's so much. It's like sometimes, just so you know, as I'm channeling this guidance for you, sometimes as it's coming through, there's like 3 or 4 overlapping messages and I have to kind of tease them apart or slow down and allow them to come through because the universe has so much. It's like the universe is really saying to you, like, there's so much goodness for you coming and we want you, like, I feel like your team, your spirit team, your guides, they're all just saying, we really want you to be ready for it. We want you to be able to enjoy it to the best of your ability. So they're giving you all this guidance right now through me, which is so fun. So let's see what the rest of the year holds for you. Okay, so here we have the 8 of Cups reversed, we have the Magician, and we have the Emperor. You have a lot of major arcana popping up here. We'll put these to the side for now for your Q4. Okay. All right, so remember with our Q4, with the Rogue card, this is your Q4 is going to be this redirect from the universe. So as I was asking for guidance, right, as I was shuffling, we had all these cards pop out. For what I'm seeing with the redirect is going to be is it's like you started to make some shifts over here. You saw some sort of change, right? Maybe more of an internal change, could have been an external change with shifting careers or jobs or something like that, or just, you know, the way you look at your career work. Here, I get the sense you're going to either be given an opportunity or more likely you are going to have a kind of download, a realization or an idea come to you or inspiration come to you that is like, you're like, that is what I want. Remember when I said you're going to see some deeper truth, right? You are going to see some deeper truth beneath the noise. You're finally going to get, the universe, right? You embrace these changes. You allow the universe to carry you and to flow as your next level self. You don't get distracted by the way old things were. You feel just good. Let life be good. Let money be good. Let work be good. Enjoy it. Look for the good, right? As you just surrender and flow, you're going to be brought to Q3 where there's going to be this kind of moment where you realize very clearly now what you don't want and what you do want. I get the sense some of this honestly might come, it might be a little bit of a wake-up call of like you finally see where you've maybe been even holding yourself back with a lack of structure, a lack of discipline, a lack of really the word that keeps coming to mind is like self-discipline, self-mastery, self-empowerment, right? Like coming into your power was what I was saying here at the beginning of the reading. This is going to be the quarter you finally truly step into your power and see your full potential because you are going to finally, something is going to happen. I think it's going to be almost self-imposed in a way, which is fine, right? But something will happen. I get the sense something external is going to happen because of your lack, I don't want to say lack of discipline or lack of structure or lack of self-control because this isn't to put you down in any way, but it's just shining a light on where you still have some growth to do. So I think you're going to see something happen. It might be that you put something off or you were unorganized and forgot about something important that needed to be done and now there's kind of some repercussions of it. Or maybe it's a lack of your own kind of discipline with your own inner work and you're starting to see the stories creep back in. Like something is going to happen where it'll feel like you're like, wow, I kind of brought this on myself in a way, or I could have been more prepared for this. And so it's going to kind of be a wake-up call and you're going to start to adopt some more structures and habits that really support the version of you that you want to become. I could see even just like a morning routine, a practice, maybe more consistency in your work, in your business. Maybe it's a consistency in how you show up for yourself is what a lot of it feels like on a deeper level. But a lot of this is going to come about, especially because I think you're going to see some sort of opportunity or some sort of project you want to embark on or some sort of thing you want to do in your career and business that you maybe never thought of before. This seems very new to me. Like you're going to have this completely new idea, this fresh idea, this new path you could take. Like maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I want to write a book on this subject. I never thought before I wanted to write a book or that I wanted to talk about that subject before. Like something completely new is going to occur to you. I also get the sense like a lot of innovation for a lot of you, something you've never seen done before in the world and you're going to be the one to bring this kind of newness to the world. So that's really cool. But there's going to be something really exciting and really enticing that you want to pursue that you maybe feel held back from because of your current way of looking at your finances, because of your current work you do, because of maybe even just the lack of structure. And you're going to start to build it. Like I said, you're going to see this very quickly. You're going to look at this thing that happens, this limitation you feel like you have, maybe some repercussions of something that you didn't take care of that maybe you need to take care of, that if you had been a little bit more organized, maybe it would have happened for you. You're going to see it all as happening for you pretty quickly because you've been fostering this mindset throughout the year, right? Looking at how your next level self looks at things. And you're going to very quickly build whatever structures you need to build to support yourself in moving forward. And very quickly step into being that next level version of you. And that's going to be the quantum leap, right? That's going to be the thing that it's just going to take you to that next level. So you'll see a walking away from your old way of doing things, your old way of being, your old way of maybe even making money, or just your old way of approaching it. You're going to see yourself maybe take up a new venture, new side hustle, new business, new industry, new niche, new offer, something, new job, right? Like something's you're going to want to do something else, and finally seeing that truth of like, I want this. This is what I want to do to make money. This is how I want it to feel. This is what I want to do. And I finally have the clarity. You'll start to build the structures that you need to get there and to really become that next level version of you. So again, there's a lot of transformation here. There's a little bit of like a sting at the beginning of it to be like, oh, I could have avoided that, or oh, that doesn't feel good. And if I had better organization, I keep getting organization right, or something like that in some area of my work or my life or my finances, I would have been a little bit better prepared for that. It could be an unexpected expense that you're like, ooh, I can pay it, but it's kind of stings a little, or ooh, that didn't feel so good, right? Like there's going to be something that comes up that you kind of go, it makes you a little bit more self-aware of where you can still up level. I see it more in the physical world of like your habits, your structures, and really the self-mastery piece of things. And then I see you also through this being like, you know what, I know exactly what I want to do. It's going to happen around the same time, or maybe because of this event. And you're going to know what you want. You're going to have some new idea of a different path you want to go down, or something you want to pursue, even if it's not necessarily to make money, but you're like, I don't feel like I have the freedom to make money because of my job, so that needs to shift, right? Like there's going to be something where you start to walk away from your old way of doing things, and your old way of making money, or at least managing your money, and you're going to create something really new in the world in general, which is really cool to see. So there's a lot of creativity here, a lot of more of letting things die off that no longer serve you, a lot of just continuing to move forward into a new chapter. So that's your Q3. So this is what catapults you into the abundance of the next quarter, of the final quarter of the year, into that quantum leap. So really, again, the universe is like, if you see some sort of wake-up call and you get discouraged, don't get discouraged. It's okay. You're being redirected. Yeah, maybe, and also take some personal responsibility, take some radical responsibility, even if something that happened that was out of your control, you're like, I could have been better equipped to handle this. I could have been more prepared. Be firm but loving with yourself. Be empowered, and don't see anything as like, oh, this happened to me. It's like, how did it happen for me? What am I learning for it? How could I maybe better prepare for future situations like this? And what is it maybe leading me to or inspiring me to do that's going to let me walk away from this old way of being around money, or this old way of making money, right? So like, this is the big pivotal step for you in 2024 in Q3. So the universe is like, don't get discouraged. Look for that truth beneath the noise. You'll be able to see it easily. I get the sense of, if you're embodying that next level version of you, things are not always as they appear, right? Things are not always as they appear. Things are multi-layered. Things have different implications in our lives than we can even see or imagine. The universe is saying, don't try to control everything. Just do what your next level would do in this situation and let me do the rest, is what the universe is saying. You're being so divinely supported and guided. All right, Q4 cards. Oh my gosh, Q4 looks so good for you. We have the King of Coins. We have the Fool. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. Oh my goodness, what beautiful cards for you. Okay, so what did I say about this quantum leap into more abundance? King of Coins. King of Coins. You're going to have just this new sense of mastery over money. You're going to feel so stable, so materially and personally and spiritually fulfilled and abundant and prosperous. Like, you are just wealth personified in Q4 of next year. Oh my goodness. And it's all going to come from taking this bold step into what this truth you realized from Q3, from the redirect from the universe. It's going to, when you let yourself leap into it, right, with this Fool card, you're leaping into prosperity. Like, even with the placement of how I pulled these out, you're leaping into prosperity. Pile one. Look at him. He's leaping into being the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins. Like, oh my goodness. How beautiful. So that's really exciting to see. It's just more of that confirmation. Take the leap is what the universe is saying. Take the leap and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy all the emotional fulfillment, all the wealth fulfillment, right? Like, we have this Nine of Cups, which is so much fulfillment, so much prosperity, especially in terms of, like I said earlier, like your personal life as well, your emotions, your relationships, feeling so financially and emotionally and personally fulfilled and stable and peaceful and just joyful. And again, just more confirmation of this new beginning, right? Of this shift with our Six of Swords card of just like leaving the old behind. Again, this is a year of, like I said, it's the end of what feels like a 7-year cycle for you, pile one, is you're leaving the old behind. It starts here and it carries throughout the year, and you just kind of take off from it from here, and you're leaving the past behind. You're leaving the past ways of being behind, the past ways of maybe even making money behind, at least your personal habits behind, especially your personal way of relating to money behind. You're leaving all of that behind. You're starting a new chapter. You're leaping into a chapter of more abundance. It's a quantum leap, look at literally leaping, right? Like, so perfect, so beautiful. So all right, we have our whole picture here for you, right? We have this whole beautiful map. I have 3 more cards that did fall out for you when we were doing that last shuffle, so we will put those down in just a moment. But to sum up so far, this next year, you got to be focusing on embodying your next level self. You got to be focusing on allowing yourself to change, to become that next level version of you. If you do that, you're going to be able to easily navigate all this change and not get overwhelmed by it, and allow yourself to let go of things that are no longer serving you, and really go with the flow and feel good before the money shows up. Feel abundant before the money shows up. You're going to start to see more of that. If you allow yourself to go there, you're going to start to see the money start to trickle in more. You're going to then have some sort of redirect from the universe. You're going to have something that helps you see where you can kind of up-level your own personal mastery, step more into your power, more into your own structures and routines that are going to support you in becoming that next level version of you. You're going to see some sort of inspiration or some clarity on what you actually want to be doing to make money, or the way you want to feel in doing it, or something that's going to really shift the course of your life and allow you to then up-level into all this abundance, all this new beginning, all this fulfillment. Like, what a beautiful year in store for you, pile one. But I want to be clear, you have to do the work. This is the thing I think a lot of people miss with readings, is they think like, this is just telling me my fortune. It's telling you your fortune if you do the work to get there, right? And the work for you, what you need to focus on in 2024 to unlock all this, to get to this beautiful place of full, just next level abundance and prosperity and fulfillment and peace, is you have to be allowing yourself to change to become the version of you who has that. And every step of the way, checking in with that version of you and saying, how do I become a little bit more of that version of me today? How do I change my thoughts a little bit more? How do I change what I focus on? How do I change my own inner dialogue? How do I change the way I respond to things, the way I feel about things? How do I look at things from a new perspective? How do I make sure I'm looking at things always happening for me and being open to redirects from the universe and things playing out in ways I couldn't have imagined? As long as you're constantly a little bit each day, just 1% each day, becoming a little bit more of that version of you, oh my gosh, so much abundance is available to you, pile one. So let's see your last 3 cards here. Oh my gosh, these are, of course, beautiful. We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so I'm so glad that these cards popped out for you, because again, it's just like, oh, this is, to me, I'm seeing these cards as like, this sums up what you're heading toward at the end of this year, like 2024. This is what this year is all about. This is why this year is going to unfold the way it does for you, is because it's going to lead you to just such bliss on a personal and emotional level in your work and in your relationships. So with your coworkers, with your significant other that you share finances with, right? Like, you are going to have so much bliss, and it just unlocks all of that. And you're just going to become so much more compassionate with yourself and to others. You're going to become so much more adventurous, again, like with going on this whole adventure and this new chapter, this new cycle that you're going to be embarking on as the 7-year cycle comes to a close for you. It's so much light. It's so much just bliss, as like, you're going to be blissed out. Like, oh my gosh, pile one. I do want to say, especially with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here, I just see so much innovation, so much forward momentum for you with the Wands. I see it happening. It's going to feel like things happen very quickly, and really, truly looking at where you are right now and where you're going to end up at the end of 24, it'll happen pretty quickly for you. But the universe is saying, keep moving forward. Don't look back. Keep moving forward. Keep going into becoming this next level version of you, into this shift that allows you to be this next level version of you. And you're going to end up with just so much love, so much fulfillment, so much prosperity. So, oh my goodness, pile one. I hope that this paints a really clear picture for you of what to focus on in the coming year and what you kind of expect and how to navigate it. And oh my gosh, Pylon, I loved getting to read these cards for you. Your cards are so fun. They are so light and uplifting. I'm so excited for you to step into all of this. I'm so excited to see what comes of all this for you. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you want more card readings, you want more tips and tools for manifesting abundance into your life, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you did enjoy this video, I would love if you could give it a thumbs up. And of course, let me know in the comments what resonated. What are you most excited for? Do you already see how this is playing out for you? And of course, if you want to grab your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle, the link for that is in the description below this video. And if you want to get the opportunity to get personalized card pulls from me and get access to an exclusive community filled with spiritual tools for manifesting money, challenges to help you build habits around manifesting more money in your life in a spiritually aligned way, and a high vibe community of like-minded people, then definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. That is where I love hanging out when I'm not here doing these readings on YouTube. The link for that is also in the description below. Enrollment is open the last week of each month. So if you're watching this shortly after it posts, you could get in there and join us for our January kind of intention setting for the year with our focus word of the year. And I'll guide you through how to really find deeper levels of that focus. And for you, it'll be this embodiment, right? Whatever word resonates for you throughout this next year so that you can really create this deep inner transformation and outer transformation around money throughout the year of 2024. And of course, if you're watching this later, jump in whenever you want. We have so many things happening throughout the year. We have this intention saying at the beginning of the year, we have, we're going to be using some alter egos to help us shift into becoming that next level version of us, and probably in February. March, I'm planning on potentially doing like those quantum leaps we were talking about. So a lot of that could be really great for you if it calls to you, and we just have so much cool stuff going on in there all the time. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and fulfillment for you, Pile One, in 2024. And I will see you again in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, if you are watching this, you picked pile 2 for your reading, and you also picked the pyrite stone here. And I am so excited to dive into your reading so that we can see what you can focus on in 2024 to manifest more abundance into your life. A very quick reminder before we start, I do not currently offer private readings to the general public. So please be aware of anyone in the comments or anyone on social media elsewhere pretending to be me and offering readings. Those people are not me. I will never message you and tell you that I have a message or a reading for you and that you need to pay me to get it. The only place that I do personalized readings is in the Wealth Vibe membership. There, my members have opportunities to get personalized card pulls from me and even purchase private full-length readings from me if they're interested in that. So if you would like to join the Wealth Vibe membership or get a copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the links for those are both in the description box below. In January, inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, we're going to be doing some really fun and powerful stuff to help you set a strong foundation and hone your energy for abundance in 2024. And then we have every month we have different challenges, different modalities we use. February, we're going to be doing some alter ego work to help you step into your next level self. March, I think we're going to probably be doing some daily quantum leaping into new levels of wealth. So lots of really cool spiritual ways to manifest money inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, along with just a high vibe community. So if you want to connect with me in there, get the opportunity for personalized readings and just tons of other resources for manifesting abundance into your life, definitely go check that out. I would love to get to connect with you in there. All right, now that we have all that out of the way, let's dive into your reading to see what's in store for you financially in 2024 and what you can focus on to call more prosperity into your life this coming year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just shuffling these cards. I split the deck into 3 piles intuitively beforehand. And we're just going to shuffle to get your signifier card. And so this is going to be the card that kind of tells us what the main theme is for your year, this coming year, and around money, and also, kind of what you need to be focusing on throughout the year to call in more abundance. I really want something to pop here. I want to make sure we're getting the right card for you that you need right now. Ooh, let me know, Pile 2, if you have some stuck energy around money, because normally these cards pop right out and I'm already There we go. Feeling some stuck energy maybe. Who's to say maybe that'll be what you focus on this year. And of course it is. So we have for your signifier card, Mend the Flow. And just so you know, I'm going to be putting a lot of cards down because we're going to start with your main theme card here, and then we're going to have cards for each of your quarters, and then we're going to have more cards below those to tell us more about each of the quarters throughout the year. So we're going to paint a really complete picture. This is going to be a really in-depth reading for you. So just know that I will probably be pushing things a little bit off screen at times just to make sure we can get everything here. But to start. So already this message is coming through strong, and even as you saw me shuffling, I was like, where's the stuck energy? There's this coming year of 2024 is going to be a year, the theme for you is going to be healing your relationship with money. Like when it comes to your finances, healing your relationship with money and or your career, your work, right? So if you feel like you're not where you want to be financially, or if your career feels stagnant, or you don't like what you do for work, or anything like that, this is the year to really focus on mending that, on shifting into whatever you need to shift away from and to really heal any blocks or anything that's really blocking you from opening up that abundance and just that flow and ease with money. The big thing here, right, is that at any time we can choose to heal our relationship with money. And it's sometimes, it's like a thing we have to do every now and then. We need to fine tune our relationship with it. We need to check in with it, up level it, heal parts of it. And I get the sense, have probably already done some of this along the way, especially maybe even in the last few years. But I'm getting the guidance that you kind of know there's some areas that need addressing with your finances, and you maybe haven't been doing them. Like I'm getting the image of sticking your head in the sand a little bit. Like something needs some attention either around your finances or your career, or something needs to change, and you're just not looking at it. You're just not addressing it. And the universe is saying, if you want more abundance in your life, that's what you need to focus on this next year. Again, we're going to bring so many more cards out and give you a more complete picture of how to do this, of what else is coming for you, because I get the sense this isn't the only thing. It's not like this whole year you're just going to need to be healing. It's just going to be at the forefront this year. This is the main thing, and it's probably be something you'll be doing on and off, and throughout the year is continuing to up-level your relationship with money, right? So when I say your relationship with money, what I mean by that, and what the universe is telling me here, is you really are being asked to take, there's a little bit of radical responsibility here, right? So looking at situations where you maybe have the story of, I have no control over money, or someone else screwed me and I don't have money, or, I work so hard and the money never comes. It's like the universe is saying, this is the time to take responsibility for your side of the street. Of course, this isn't to say that sometimes things just do happen, right? And sometimes we get taken advantage of, or people do crummy things and we don't have any control over that. And you get to be in your power and you get to stand up for yourself. But the universe is saying there's always two sides. And that means that there's a lot of things that have happened or maybe will happen in your life that it's very easy to slip into victim mode. And again, it's not to say that you can't feel however you need to feel, or you can't say, hey, that was unjust and I need to do something about that and stand up for myself or be in my power. That's totally fine, but it's the wallowing in any unnecessary, kind of self-pity, or feeling very defeated and like, well, I can never win. No matter how hard I try, I can never win with money or in my business, or I'll never get the promotion, or there isn't a job out there for me that will pay me for what I want to do, or, any of those kind of self-defeating stories. You have the universe is saying this is the year where they're going to go, and you're going to have the opportunities to let them go. I also get the sense that you'll have the opportunities to let them go if you embrace the opportunities to let them go, if you really consciously focus on letting those stories go and letting your relationship with money heal. And the way you talk about money, the way you think about money, the way you also, I'm getting the sense maybe budgeting might need to be something you visit this year, revisit, retooling your budget or creating a budget, and it doesn't have to be in the traditional sense. It might just be the way that you flow with money, the way you determine whether you're going to buy something or not, whether it's very intuitive or very logical. I sense there needs to be more of that. And that might be something that comes up for you at some point this year. But overall, I don't get the sense that this is going to be really heavy unless you ignore this. If the universe is saying right now, like I said, there's already something or some area of your relationship with money, the way you think about money, the way you talk about money, your attitude toward money, whether you're resentful toward it or feel defeated by it or stuck around it. There's something like that needs to go, and you're not really looking at it. You're not really doing it. Maybe it's again the way you're spending money, saving money, you're budgeting money, there's something you know you need to look at and just fix and tweak, and you're not doing it. And the universe says, if you take the next several months, you take this next year to really focus on that and button it up and tighten it up, then the money's going to flow, and it's going to flow a lot. Like, look at all this water, all this flow. It's going to be so much flow, and it's going to feel like almost divine and sacred. However, if you do not look at it, if you do not mend the flow, if you do not fix and heal and uplevel your relationship with money or your job or whatever it is, in this next year, it's gonna feel harder. It's gonna feel heavy, and it's gonna get heavier to do. So the universe is saying, this doesn't have to be hard. This can be relatively easy. Yeah, like sometimes it might be a little uncomfortable because it's out of our comfort zone, or we have to change habits or change our mindset a little bit, but I don't get the sense it's gonna be really heavy healing and it's gonna be tumultuous if you consciously embrace mending your relationship with money. And so again, when I say, just to give you more clarity, because sources saying give them more examples, when we talk about your relationship with money, right? It's like if you think of money like a person. So if you think about, for example, if you have a friend and you feel like your friend is never really there for you, and your friend flakes out on you a lot, and they're not there when you need them, or that you show up for them, you do all these things to try to get them to come around and they don't come hang out with you. If you feel like that, like you have a friend like that in your life, there's only so much you can do to change that relationship. Now, because there's a whole nother person involved. Now, that's very different with money, right? So if you feel that way about money, like you work so hard and the money still doesn't show up and you're kind of annoyed or bitter at that, or you feel like it can't be that easy to make money and you can't get paid for what you love and that's kind of annoying to you, or it's frustrating you, or you feel very defeated by money and you feel like you have no control over money, that is something that with money that you do have control over all of that. You have control over the stories you tell, you have control over the way you talk about money, the way you think about money, your attitude toward money, because it's not a person, it's an energy. It's a representation of a flow of energy, of value, and of an exchange of energy. So the universe is saying, look at your relationship with money as though you would almost look at it like a friend, but one where you get to call all the shots, right? That wouldn't be healthy in an actual relationship with another person, but with money, this is a very healthy way to navigate with money. So a great exercise I've often recommended for this in the past, which I'm going to give you here, and then we'll pull some more cards, is if this is resonating with you and you're like, yeah, I need to heal my relationship with money. I know there's some things either around the way I manage it, the way I think about it, how I feel about it, or even with my work or my job and how I think or feel or act around those things. And I know that needs to be healed or changed. If that's resonating with you, then what I would recommend doing is sitting down and writing a letter to money and telling it why you're mad at it, or why you're upset with it, or why you feel defeated by it, or why you feel powerless around it, or why you feel resentful of it. Like, you were never there when I've needed you. I've worked so hard and you haven't shown up. Like, write it like you're writing a letter to a person. And then write another letter where you take responsibility for your side of the street in that equation. Say, yeah, I worked real hard and you didn't show up, but I take responsibility for the fact that maybe I was working on something that didn't feel aligned, or I was working in a way that wasn't in integrity, and so I can see why you didn't show up maybe. I still expect you to show up moving forward, but I will, I'm gonna do my best to make sure I'm working in alignment with what feels right to me and what I truly want, and not making you the end all be all of what I do or the only goal behind what I do, right? Like, it's going to be so personal to you. This is just an example, but I would recommend writing two letters to money. One about how you feel about it and let it all out and vent so that you can kind of see what comes up, because oftentimes some really interesting stuff comes up there. And then write a second letter to money where you apologize. You maybe take responsibility for your side of the street. You can still be firm and say, here's what I still expect from you moving forward, but here's my end of the deal. Here's what I'm going to do, and what I know I need to be doing to mend our relationship. So just an exercise for you. Take it or leave it if it resonates or not. But we're going to pull some more cards for you, but to me, this seems like this is a year where there's the potential for you to, I see by 2025, like so about a year from now, to be in a completely different space financially, but it's going to require you to spend some conscious attention on mending your relationship with money, or at least up-leveling it in some way, right? It might not be that you have a terrible relationship with money, but you're just not, you want more, or you want more of it in a certain way, or you want a certain sort of job that you're not in or don't feel like you have access to, or you're not, you can't get, or it doesn't exist or whatever. Even if like you're okay financially, but you want more in some way, then this is again this year where it's going to be, in order to get there, you're going to need to focus on healing your relationship with money or up-leveling it. Because this is something, we do this at different, deeper levels throughout our lives. As you want more money, you often have to heal different aspects of the relationship that are preventing you from getting to that next level, right? And also just so that you're ready to manage the flow of that much money at that next level. So there's so much available for you. And this isn't to say you have to wait a whole year till you see any sort of abundance come in or any improvement in your finances or up-leveling. But it feels like to me, like in 2025, there's going to be so much available to you, but you have to be ready for it. And if you don't heal your relationship with money now in this coming year, you're definitely not going to be ready for some really cool opportunities that are coming up in order to receive and hold all of that income or all that abundance that's coming to you. So there will be some improvements in your finances. It's kind of like to signify that you're on the right track as you continue to mend your relationship with money in this next year. So that's very exciting. But there's something even more and even more abundance available to you in the following years. But you got to do the healing, and now the universe is saying now is the time. Now is the time for the healing. Okay, all of that from one card. The messages are coming through for you guys. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way because we're going to have a lot of cards, like I said, on the table. So let's get the quarterly cards. We're going to get a kind of overview of your year for your quarterly cards, get more info on this healing that needs to happen for the next 12 months for pile 2. What do we have for pile 2? Again, you guys, stuck energy. I guess this is the energy that needs to be shifted, right? Like where do you feel stuck around money, and how can you take responsibility for that part of your relationship with money, and how can you heal that? How can you heal the stuckness? What needs to be healed or changed in your relationship with work or money in order to no longer feel stuck around it? That's really the message that I'm getting. And this coming year is the year to heal that. But that's as I'm shuffling. I don't always get messages while I'm shuffling, but yours is, it's coming through loud and strong. Loud and clear, I should say. Here we have your Q1 and Q2 cards. Let's find your Q3 and Q4 cards for pile 2. Almost. I feel like this one wanted to come out for you, but these are the ones that are calling. All right, let's see what we have. We're going to do these one at a time. So first we have the Observer card. So with our Q1 with the Observer card, keeping in mind, right, what you can focus on to bring more abundance into your life in 2024 and beyond for you, pile 2, is focusing on your relationship with money, on healing it and up-leveling it. Now we have the Observer. So the Observer card tells me that in Q1, so the first 3 months of 2024, where you're going to really want to focus on up-leveling or healing your relationship with money is transforming. I'm getting the guidance that you have a pattern of feeling like you're very kind of tunnel visioned with how you think money can or should come to you. So the universe is saying in Q1 is going to be the time to focus on really healing any of the stories or honestly expectations I hear around money. So what I mean by this is the Observer card is really all about being on the lookout for prosperity and doing it in a really lighthearted way and kind of almost making it a game of looking for all the ways money can come to you. This is all about opening yourself up to all the infinite ways money can be coming into your life. And this is really hard to do. Most people think money can only come a handful of ways. And they usually think it's through my job or my business, or they think it's through winning the lotto or maybe some investments, right? Like that's kind of the main ways, but money can flow so many different ways, my love. So many different ways to you. And I think that's a lot of what is coming through here, is that the universe is really, this is the guidance the universe is giving me for you now, is that there are actually a lot of opportunities for money available to you, but you are almost blinding yourself to them because you're putting blinders on. You're focusing on like one or two ways. It's probably, I'm getting the sense, probably your job or your business. And you're saying, this is the way it's going to come through. I need to make it happen this way. This is the only way it can come through. And it might not even be a conscious story. It might be kind of a more like, for example, I see this all the time when I used to work more with I did a lot of business consulting and mentoring, and a lot of my clients would say I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $50,000 a month. I want to make $100,000 a month, whatever it was. And they would think it always had to come through their business. And let's be clear, it's good to have goals in your business or your career or professional life. It's good to have goals of how much you want to be making and what to shoot for. But when you get so fixated on it having to come through your one business or through this one launch you're doing in your business or one offer or this one promotion or one job position at your work, like when you put it on this pedestal and you say, here's how the money has to come in. Like I want to make $10,000 a month in my business, and it's got to be through my business, and I got to scale it up, and I'm going to launch this mastermind, and hopefully that'll be it. It's like you have just now completely limited the universe, which is expansive and limitless in all the ways it can deliver money to you. You have now limited it to coming in this very one way, which you probably now have a lot of resistance built up around and a lot of stories around and a lot of self-doubt because you fixated on it, put it on a pedestal and made it feel separate from you. And so the universe is saying there's a lot of those stories right now going on around in your mind. And if this isn't conscious for you, it's probably subconscious. And maybe even if you're someone who says, yeah, I know the universe can deliver money to me in all these different infinite ways, it's like, yeah, but are you actually living that? Are you actually believing that? Are you actually open for that? Are you actually looking for that in your life? So whether you're conscious of the story or not, the universe is saying this is something to really focus on the first 3 months of the year, is opening yourself up to being open to whatever way money wants to come to you or can come to you. This doesn't mean you stop working. This doesn't mean you stop going after things or setting goals in your professional life. It just means that you open yourself up and you stop putting so much pressure on money coming in one or two specific ways. The universe is saying it is trying to bring you more abundance, and especially in about a year from now, it'll be bringing you a lot more abundance, but you're already missing some of it, is what the universe is saying. You've already missed some opportunities. The universe, let's be clear, is saying that's okay. You can miss an opportunity and there's still more around the corner. This isn't like, you missed the opportunity of a lifetime kind of thing. There's been more opportunities than you realize and you've missed them. And it's because you're so fixated on money coming in one specific way or from this one client or from this one offer or from this one, company or this one job offer, one position at your work, whatever it is. You're limiting yourself in the universe more than is necessary, and it's hurting you, right? So truly, the universe is saying, we're bringing some good stuff your way. We're bringing a lot of opportunities and a lot of money, and money's trying to come to you, but you are not looking for it and you're missing it. And if you start looking for it, you're going to start to see more opportunities for money come to you. You're going to find more money. You're going to have more money miraculously appearing in your life, but you have to be looking for it. The universe is saying, you need to meet us halfway. You need to meet money halfway, right? Again, what I say about healing your relationship with money, right? It's a two-way street. You have all the control. You call the shots. You set the tone. You lead the money. But money is trying to flow to you. You need to meet it halfway. It's like if money is flying all the way to you, you need to go pick it up at the airport. That's the image I'm getting, which is so funny. But if money were a person, again, right, and you had a friend flying all the way to come visit you, and they're flying from across the country or across the world to come visit you, you would go pick them up at the airport, right? Like almost all the time, you would go pick them up at the airport because you're like, you're coming so far, let me meet you part way. And of course, maybe they'll take a taxi, maybe they could rent a car, whatever, but you would offer, or you wouldn't mind. You'd be like, yeah, of course I'll come pick you up. Of course, because you're coming all this way. The universe is orchestrating all this money to come to you in all these different ways, and you're not even understand. You're not even like, oh, it's waiting for me at the airport. It's waiting for me here. It's waiting for me there, because you're not looking for those opportunities. You're just looking this one way, and when it's not working out, you get in your head and you doubt yourself, and then you get frustrated or resentful around money or defeated or whatever it is, right? It's like this self-defeating cycle. Start looking for all the opportunities for money to come to you. Heal that part of your relationship that says it has to come one way, or that you're not open to money coming all these different ways. Heal that part of your relationship in Q1, and that's going to unlock a lot, is what the universe is saying. So that's going to be kind of the focus of Q1 for you. If you want to call more abundance into your life, is looking at what stories do I have that money can't come to me in all these different ways? How do I heal that? How do I shift that so that I'm open for and actively and consciously looking for money in all of the expected and unexpected ways, and doing it all lightheartedly and seeing how amazing and limitless this universe is, and how limitless and amazing money is, and the ways it can come to you is, how do you shift into that? What do you need to heal in your relationship with money? shift into that. All right, now let's see your Q2 card. Oh, yes, you have the Wealthy Woman card, the titular card of the deck. All right, so with the Wealthy Woman card, this flows very nicely from our Q1 card, but in Q2, you're being given the opportunity to really see your worth in a different light, especially as it relates to money in your job or your business. The universe is saying there's going to be something that happens, maybe an opportunity. I get the sense it's like this positive opportunity or something where you're going to need to really deepen further down into your sense of self-worth. Even if it's already strong, there are deeper and deeper layers you can get into it. But you are going to be invited to, if you're looking, right? If you're looking for opportunities, there's going to be something that comes along that, I'm getting a sense like maybe it's a job position or a really high paying client, like someone who approaches you and wants to pay you more than they've ever paid before, or a job position that is like this massive upgrade financially and all these other ways to your current job, but it's like, you're like, oh my God, I never considered I would even apply for something like that, right? Like it's gonna be something that feels out of your league, out of your comfort zone, and the universe is saying it's not out of your comfort zone, it's within your comfort zone, it's meant for you, you are more than worthy of it, but you need to acknowledge your worth in order to then show up and nail that sales pitch, or in order to nail the interview, or in order to then hold that position or work with that client, right? Like you are going to be invited to deepen more into your sense of worth and value, and especially within your job or your career or what you do. And so the universe is really driving home the point for me that this is going to be, again, something that there will be healing around. There will be some healing with the way you look at the value you provide in your job or your business. And you are going to need to let go of the stories that say, I'm not good enough. Any imposter syndrome is going to need to go. I get the sense this is actually going to be, if you do this work in Q1 of really looking for money to come in different ways, it's not going to be that hard for you when you do see and act on this opportunity that comes along. It's not going to be that hard for you. It doesn't feel like a heavy healing. Again, none of this was heavy that I was getting earlier. It doesn't feel like a heavy healing that you're going to have to do, but it is a deep healing, meaning like you're going to just have to find deeper levels of self-worth, of valuing yourself, right? Of really truly knowing how valuable you are, how infinitely and divinely valuable you are and worthy you are, and owning that. And from that place, seizing that opportunity. And when you do that, this is more money's gonna come in. But again, it's this healing of like, there's stuff around that needs to be healed in order for you to fully show up for it. It's funny because we often think, even when we're at our most confident, I remember when I was making 10K, 20K months several years ago in my business. And I remember having so much confidence and feeling like I'm ready for any opportunity. I'm ready. I'm amazing, blah, blah, blah. Because I've been doing that inner work. I'd been seeing results. I was making a good amount of money. And then I remember an opportunity coming up that I was like, yeah, I can do it. But it scared me because it required me to own my worth on a much deeper level. And I almost sabotaged it, and I'm so glad I didn't. And this has actually come up for me recently in this last year again, in a different way inside of the publishing world. But with an offer, I was asked to write a book and certain things, and it's like there's certain things that will come up in your life where it holds a mirror up to how much deeper you still can go into anchoring into a deep understanding of your sense of worthiness and value, especially around money or whatever you do to bring in money, or just of having money. But there's going to be something that happens in Q2. The universe is like, start looking for opportunities so you can spot it. And then in Q2 of 2024, there's going to be some great opportunity. In order to seize it, in order for it to work out favorably for you, you've got to make sure you are deepening, like go so much deeper into why am I worthy of this? Why am I amazing? Why am I capable of this? Why am I the one for this job? Or why is this client that seems like such a big fish, why are they lucky to work with me? Like, those are all great journaling prompts to hold on to for when you come up on this opportunity that you're going to need to really show up as the wealthy woman that you are. And if you're not someone who identifies as a woman, it's just that energy of like that boss lady, just like killing it, just so confident. No one can tell you anything. Like, you are the boss. You are the wealthiest person. You know what you're doing. You are capable. You are competent. Of course, people reach out to you and are chasing you to hire you or work with you or pay you. You have to be able to be fully embodied in that energy. And if you struggle with embodying that energy, it's a lot of what we do inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. So again, the link for that description is below. We're going to be doing a lot of this in February. We'll be doing an alter ego challenge to help you step into that next level wealthiest version of you. This could be great to do in Q1 to be ready to know how to create an alter ego that would help you step into this. So again, if you want to come join the Wealth Vibe membership, low cost monthly membership, go check that out in the description box below. But this is really exciting. I get the sense we're going to see what these cards say, and then we'll of course pull more. I get the sense that this is going to unlock a lot more abundance flow for you throughout the rest of the year if you can seize it, and then carry on into 2025 and just be like a tidal wave of money. So very exciting stuff. Let's see what Q3 has for you. The Orchestrator. So you know what's funny about the Orchestrator card is when I channeled the message for this card, what I remember, and I just pulled up the guidebook because I wanted to double check it with the description I wrote in the guidebook. But and I was like, yep, that was what I was thinking of. But the Orchestrator, the first line I wrote of the description for this card in the book is, the Orchestrator understands that sometimes abundance needs us to meet it partway. What do we say about this? Right? You gotta meet it partway. Same with this. You gotta take that responsibility. You gotta clean up your side of the street with it, right? Like the universe, again, it's just confirmation. The universe is like, you're being sent so much abundance, but you have to meet it partway. You have to be open to it. You need to know your worth around it. And then in terms of the Orchestrator, you need to take action toward it. You need to act differently than you have ever acted before in your job, in your career, around money, with the way you spend money, anything like that. You need to act differently than you have ever acted before. You need to take bold action. You need to take, I'm getting a sense you're going to be asked to step pretty far outside your comfort zone. This is going to stretch you. You're going to feel like this is asking you to go outside your comfort zone. The universe is like, hold on, because Q3, you're going to go way outside your comfort zone. I get the sense it's like you take on this big opportunity or this awesome opportunity, and then as you're working on it or working with that client or in that new job position or whatever it is, in Q3, you're going to be, in order to be successful with it, you're going to be invited way outside of your comfort zone. Like you're going to be like, I don't know. I have a friend who, she's amazing, and she's an entrepreneur and someone I've met in the recent years, but she's done so many different things. And for those of you who know human design, she's an MG, but when she actually saw this deck for the first time, this was one of the cards she pulled, honestly, and that was really cool. But she is someone who in the past, like she's so good at being the orchestrator of her life, right? Of whatever she wants, she goes after it and she achieves it. And I think she came to mind because she like started selling private jets to people. Like she was selling private jets, because this is long before I met her. And then she ran her own art business, like all these different things, but she sold private jets to people. And she didn't know anything about them, but she knew how to sell them. But it was like this outside of your comfort zone kind of thing to be like, you just got to go. She's the person who told me, I've said this before a long time ago, but she got me into gardening because I said, I've always wanted to garden, but I've kind of been afraid to start because I don't know where to start. And she's like, you just have to have the audacity to start. And that's something that like changed my life. That was a few years ago, that line of like, you just have to have the audacity to start. And that's the wisdom that the universe is telling me to pass on to you here with this card is you just have to have the audacity to take the bold actions, right? Now, what bold actions are is up to you, right? This might be investments. This might be just applying for that job. This might be, pitching something you've never pitched before. It's at your job or, interviewing for something or whatever, but you're going to have to show up in a different way. And again, with this theme of mending the flow, you're going to have to heal or shift any stories you have around needing to stay safe and small. You're going to have to heal a lot of that with this anyways, but this is more on an internal level. Like you got to know your worth and you got to embody it and show up in that energy in order to nail that job interview or sign that client or whatever, seize that opportunity that's available for you in Q2. But then when you're actually in it and working with that client or working in that job or whatever it is, that opportunity, you're going to have to start actually taking action. So this was more of an inner shift. This is an outer shift. You're going to have to start now doing things that kind of scare you a little bit because they're new and uncomfortable and they require you to maybe trust a little bit more. But more than that, to truly be in your power and know how powerful you are. Because and this is again from the guidebook, and I don't often read from the guidebook because I know these cards so well, but my intuition is like, go check the guidebook, because the last line of this card in the guidebook is, you are not at the whim of the universe, you are the universe. And through your actions, all wealth flows. So you're going to be given the opportunity and the invitation to take some really bold actions, but in doing that, the universe is saying, let the bold actions, see how, whether they succeed or fail, either you're powerful and you just succeeded at something amazing and out of your comfort zone, and that's wonderful, and look how powerful you are, and that's an easy way to see how powerful you are. Or if they fail, if you take some bold risks and they don't seem to pay off, look at how you're fine. Look at how you bounce back. Look at how maybe that helps you see what the actual right step is to take to get to where you want, or to get the result you want or need to get in this opportunity you're seizing. So either way, the universe is saying you're going to have this opportunity, maybe many opportunities, to be invited to get out of your comfort zone in Q3 with actions and take scary actions that maybe make you feel like, man, this feels like a lot. I feel like I'm stretched. This is uncomfortable. I'm kind of scared. Like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But the universe is saying you've got this, and this is all happening for you so that you can see how powerful you are, how you are the creator of the universe. You are the universe. And when you take actions, you become, like bold actions, you become the orchestrator of your life. Okay, you become the orchestrator of money. You tell it how to behave. You open up opportunities for it. You meet it part way. You see new opportunities for it. You seize those opportunities. When you start acting differently, when you start taking actions that are outside of your comfort zone around money, you get different results. So again, there's more opportunity for more money coming in. It's like more money here, right? I see you might start seeing opportunities for money here. You might see some increase in income here. More increase is going to happen here if you truly anchor into your wealth and, seize this opportunity that comes because you were looking for it. Anchor into your wealth. This opens up more money. This opens up even more money in Q3 to be available to you to come in if you are willing to take those bold actions outside of your comfort zone in Q3. So let's dive into Q4 now and see what's there. Rebirth. Oh, that's beautiful. There's a lot more gentleness at the end of the year. This is it's kind of bookended with some more gentle energy at the beginning and end of the year, and a lot more powerful, intense energy in the middle of the year for you is what I'm seeing, especially around career and finances. So what this card tells me with these other cards preceding it is that through all of this, you're going to undergo this rebirth that is going to come to really full fruition at the end of 2024, which makes sense, right? Think about it. You're changing the way you look at the world and money, and you're opening yourself up to it. You're then anchoring into deeper value. You're seeing your worthiness on a whole new level around money, around career than you ever have before. And from that place, you are taking massive actions. You're taking actions you've never taken before, actions that might scare you, and to the point you're like, I feel like I might pass out because I'm so uncomfortable with how far out of my comfort zone I'm getting. But as you do all of that over and over, like, you're going to be a totally different person at the end of 2024. I see you looking back a year from now at the end of 2024 and being like, wow, I don't even recognize who I was at the start of the year. I'm a completely different person with a completely different financial track, maybe a different job, maybe a different business, maybe a whole different level of income, right? And regardless of all that, of the external stuff, who you are going to become in this next year as you mend the flow, as you start healing the stories that say money has to come one certain way, or putting all this pressure on that needs to come in through my business, or I'm a failure, or anything like that. Like, as you heal that, as you heal anything that tells you you're not worthy, any imposter syndrome, as you heal the things that tell you you got to play small and play it safe and take zero risks and not be seen and not be heard and not be too bold, and you heal all the things that prevent you from doing these amazing things, of course you're going to become a totally different person. But we're going to see that really come to fruition at the end of the year. You're going to be entirely different. Your financial reality is going to probably be very different if you've been doing all of this whole year of 2024, and your relationship with money will be completely reborn. And that's really, like I said, what you need in order to step into 2025, where there's even more abundance waiting for you. I would love to do a 2025 reading for you, pile 2, because I'm so curious what's going to come for you in 2025, but we'll have to wait till we get a little closer till then. But for now, this is what the universe is saying. We're going to bring a lot more cards into the mix here to get you more clarity on each of these quarters, but this is a really beautiful start and a beautiful picture. There's a lot of healing to do, a lot of growth to be had, a lot to shift for you, a lot of getting out of your comfort zone. It's going to stretch you. This year it's going to stretch you. But if you're consciously choosing to stretch, to expand, to look at, what needs to be healed in each of these areas for each of these quarters, it's not going to be really heavy. It'll just be a little uncomfortable at times, but change is always a little uncomfortable. That's how you know you're on the right track, is when there's a little bit of healthy discomfort, because you're changing, because any change is a form, it's a level of ego death, right? Like part of your ego is dying off when you're changing your habits, your thoughts, your perspectives, your sense of self-worth, your actions. All of that is an ego death of different sorts. So change, like a little discomfort and feeling out of your comfort zone, is usually a pretty good thing, especially when it comes to money and finances, especially if it's just like the right amount of discomfort. You don't want it to be so wildly uncomfortable that it's not sustainable. That might be kind of where you end up in Q3. It might be kind of feel so uncomfortable that it doesn't feel sustainable, but the universe again is saying Q4, that's really gonna mellow out. It's just you have to it's like this proving ground, again, not to the universe, but to yourself in Q3. It's this proving ground of, let's prove to myself how powerful I am. Whether I soar or whether I fall, I'm going to take these bold moves that feel aligned to me and that I know are the right risks to take, but they're just out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to take them because I'm ready to see how powerful I am and to witness and observe my own power, my own strength, and see what I can do around money, around business, around my own personal expansion. And it's just kind of like a trial by fire kind of thing, just to like really accelerate your growth and your rebirth, your shift, so that you're totally ready for 2025. But again, I do see a lot more of just like enjoying the version of you that you've become at the end of 2024, a lot of slowing down and reveling in it and just kind of resting up for this next big adventure that's going to come for you in 2025, whatever that is. All right, now I want to get a little bit more clarity for you on some of these quarters. Whoo, I feel like these are coming out faster now. I think now that we've kind of addressed any of the stuckness, these are the things that are keeping you really stuck. Truly, there might be some things that keep you from, that make you feel stuck around money on their own that need to be healed, but I get the sense that we've kind of answered that question here when I was like, what's your stuck energy around money? I get the sense that it is like you're stuck in looking at limiting the ways money can come into you, putting things on pedestals, opportunities for money on pedestals. You're maybe limited in not deepening into your sense of self-worth so that you can up-level that around money. You are maybe also stuck in your comfort zone and being afraid to take risks in your professionally or financially, whatever that means to you, whatever's right for you. So I feel like those are the areas where there's that stuck energy. So I already feel like as I was even starting to shuffle this next deck, the guidance is already coming through a lot faster and stronger, because I think we've kind of cleared out where are you getting stuck. This is where you're gonna naturally be guided to heal these things, but bring some conscious awareness to each of them throughout the quarters. But like the universe is gonna kind of hold your hand again. You're in this divine flow. The universe is going to be like, hey, look, it's time to start looking for opportunities. Hey, look, this opportunity is here. It's time to deepen into your worth. Hey, look, you're in this opportunity now. It's time to act outside of your comfort zone in a new way that you've never acted around money or professionally. Hey, look, now you get to kind of look back on the year and really reap the rewards of how far you've come and head into 2025 fully ready for all of this kind of boon that's waiting for you. So let's get more guidance on each of the, like I said, it's all coming out so much faster now. We've kind of cleared some of the confusion, I think, around where you were maybe stuck, and you have some next steps. It's just flowing out. Did you see that? This is the 6 of coins revealed, reversed, which is super fun to see reversed in there. Okay, hang on, last one. We need one more. We're getting more guidance for pile 2 around Q1 and what they need to know. Oh my goodness. This is so exciting. Okay, let's see what your other card is here. We have 6 of Wands, 6 of Coins reversed, and we have Ace of Coins. I was saying in pile 1 as I was shuffling this deck, this is tarot I normally gravitate toward oracle cards because the guidance for me is very much channeled and it comes through very strongly just with the images and the words on cards. I don't often need tarot. And often sometimes I feel kind of restricted by the definitions of tarot cards, but this tarot deck, the Fountain Tarot, is one I've had. It's one of the tarot decks I've had the longest, and I feel so connected with it whenever I do use tarot. This is one of the first ones I gravitate toward, and I feel like it so beautifully speaks to me. So we're using tarot to really go in depth for your 2024. But for those of you curious why you don't see many tarot decks on my channel, that's why. I like tarot. I use it myself personally. I just feel like sometimes the message is pure when I use oracle cards. That's just me, the way I channel. Little tidbit for you. All right, I digress. What I see here. So already off the bat, just seeing the Ace of Coins is it's like a new start to you for your journey. I feel like, again, looking at opportunities for money to come to you, healing whatever is telling you like money has to come in one way, and opening yourself up to money coming in any which way and being surprised and delighted by the way, all the different ways money is going to appear to you or opportunities are going to flow to you for it. It's like looking at the world through fresh eyes. It's like a new lease on life almost. It's a new perspective and it's the start of a new journey. Like you're going on a journey this year, truly. So this is the start of it. This is kind of that confirmation. And it's just this good indicator of like so much abundance is available to you now and moving forward even more so if you open yourself up to it, right? Like what a beautiful new beginning. I also get the sense, again, the Six of Coins reverse is very much like there's that stuckness, but because we're seeing it reverse, it's like you're no longer stuck around money. This is going to liberate you so much and actually get so much flowing around money if you can cultivate this daily habit. Daily is what I'm getting. Daily habit of looking for all the ways money can come to you. So each day walking around consciously looking, if you go for a walk, I wonder if I'm going to find some money on the ground. I wonder if I'm going to meet someone who's going to have a job offer for me. I wonder if I'm going to bump into someone who has a present for me who I know, right? Like, there's so many ways money can come to you. Make it a game daily, consciously. It's hard to do, right? Consciously, when we're trying to shift our conscious thoughts day to day, our mind goes on autopilot so much that can feel really hard to do. But if you can do that and bring that newness to life, oh my gosh, you're gonna feel like your finances become unstuck, right? Like you're gonna feel, we were saying stuck. This is what I get here. It's like your finances were kind of like rigid or tied up or inaccessible even. Maybe you even had some money and some long-term investments that you couldn't get. Now you finally can, or you see some opportunities for you to access those funds or whatever. Like there's so much liberation of your finances here with that card. And of course, like you've got like this new lease on life, this new relationship with money, which is again what we need here. A new way of consciously looking for money throughout your day. And then we have over here our Six of Wands card. And that's just, again, like this renewed motivation, this hope, this optimism, maybe even like, honestly, as you start to look for opportunities for money, you might start to see more of them. You might start to seize on them, maybe even with your current career or work. And then you start getting more recognition for that. Like there's just a lot of like, I guess, like applause for you. I'm hearing applause. It seems like honestly, it feels like your whole spirit team, all your guides, your ancestors are just like waiting for you to start looking because the universe is showering you with opportunities for money, but you're just so fixated on like one or two ways that can come to you that you're not really seeing it. Or even if you're not fully fixated on one or two ways, you're not looking at all the limitless ways. You're not consciously looking for them. And like, I just feel so much celebration from your spirit team. From all of your guides, your ancestors, they're just like, as soon as you start looking for money to come in different ways and playing this game of how's it going to come to me today? What are all the opportunities? What opportunities can I find? And expecting those opportunities from the universe and from money. Like they're just celebrating how quickly things are going to shift for you and this new beginning you're going on with money. So it's just like you're on the right path. It should feel fun. That's what I'm getting to, is like this practice of looking for all the ways money can come to you and opening yourself up to the limitless ways they can. It should feel fun to you. If it doesn't feel fun, you're not doing it right. And when I say you're not doing it right, it just means you're still making it a chore. You're making it in this stuck energy. You haven't healed whatever you need to heal, any stories you have, any old events that have happened to you. around money that says it has to come one or two specific ways. I get the sense, again, for me with this, it keeps coming back to like, how much is your ego or pride tied into how money comes into you, right? How much are you measuring your sense of self-worth or success by how the money comes in, right? It might be that you think, oh, I started a business and now I got to prove to people that I can be successful. And if I don't make 10K months or I don't make X amount per month, then I'm failing and people are going to think I'm a failure or a fraud, or like how, or if I don't get that promotion or I don't make X amount in my business or in my career by this age, then I've failed or whatever. Like what stories do you have that need to be healed that say that? Because all of that is BS. All of that is not true. My love, like you are, as we said, valuable and worthy no matter what. You're going to be learning that lesson even harder in Q2, but it's like, what stories need to go that say like you're only worthy of the money, or you have to make the money a certain way in order to feel good about yourself? That needs to go. That needs to leave. I know for me, this in the past, years ago, came up in my business where I was like, if I'm not making 5-figure months in my business, then I'm a failure. And, like even if I made like 5K a month in my business and I made 5K, my husband made 5K over here, or 5K came in another way in our lives, I'm still not doing well in my business, so I'm still a failure, right? Like that story was something I had to heal a while ago. There might be something similar. Take it or leave it if that resonates, but there's something, if it doesn't feel fun to be looking for all the ways money can come to you, and you have trouble detaching from the, fixating on one or two ways and letting this be so playful and so hopeful for you, if you don't feel like playfulness and hopefulness in Q1, then you need to go back to like, what's keeping me stuck in focusing on this one or two ways? Why am I holding on to that? What do I need to release or heal, right? In order to be able to fully grasp this lesson that the universe is presenting to you, to open you up so that you can see this opportunity in Q2. So now let's see a little bit more guidance on Q2 for you. All right, more guidance on Q2 for pile 2. There's one. Now it's flowing, pile 2. Now that we know, I think that might have been it. Maybe let me know in the comments, did you feel stuck around money? Did you feel also like maybe you didn't know what to shift around money? Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. Now that you kind of have an idea of what to shift, does it feel better, right? Do you feel a little bit more clear now? Oh my goodness, what amazing cards to see reversed. We have the 5 of Coins reversed, we have the 5 of Swords reversed, and we have the 10 of Wands reversed. So with our 5 of Coins, right, this is always the coin card that I want to see reversed in someone's money reading if we're talking about money, right, like which I do on this channel, that's what we do. So I always love when the 5 of Coins comes up reversed. So with this, there's this sense of there might have been some lack, there might be some lack currently in your life, or just that sense of instability in your life around money. There might have been kind of some fears around money. Again, this could be tied in with like just that deep sense of not feeling worthy of money. Any of that applies here, but with it reversed, it's just like that's all changing and it's all going away, right? Like that is going to be gone by the end of Q2 for you. And it's going to come again through rooting into that deep sense of self-value and self-worth. This is again, this 10 of Swords or 10 of Wands reversed is really like you have carried so much weight mentally and energetically that has not been serving you. And there's going to be so much lightness and playfulness and shifting that with this new perspective of looking for and expecting money to come to you in all these different unexpected ways, right? In Q1 and in Q2, you're going to have a little bit of that, I don't want to say identity crisis, but a little bit of like questioning yourself and a little bit of a lot probably, at least a little of some self-doubt when this new opportunity comes up that we talked about, right? And the great thing though is that as long as you're working on mending that sense of deep self-worth and really being like, I am amazing, I am deserving, of course I'm the person for this job, of course this is why this person would want to hire me or work with me or pay me or whatever, like of course this is why I'm deserving of it, and you can come up with all these different reasons and you can build yourself up and psych yourself up, like as long as you're doing that, like all of this sense of imposter syndrome and not knowing, like not feeling like you're capable of making the money you want, that's going to disappear as well, right? But again, like a word of warning here that's coming through from the universe is don't put your worth on whether or not this opportunity that comes through, this big opportunity, works out for you or not. that's not the lesson. That's not the opportunity. The opportunity, it'll come, like I said, as some sort of, in Q2, some sort of, because you're looking for opportunities for money, come to you, be some sort of job offer, some sort of big client, some sort of opportunity or new career path, or something is going to come up. And you're going to need to root into that self-worth and deepen your self-value in order to be able to act on it and be able to like apply for the job or nail that interview or nail the pitch or whatever. You're going to need to do that, but that's all surface level. Like what's really happening is the actual opportunity is the gift of deepening your self-value, because once you've done that, you can go after and achieve anything, even if this one thing doesn't work out. Now, I get the sense this will probably work out for you if you're truly rooted into that deep sense of self-value, and it's going to open up some stuff over here for you. But regardless, like the universe is like, don't put all of your power or validation on anything, including money, or whether or not you land this job or get this, get to do this opportunity or anything. Like, don't put any of your power outside yourself. This is an opportunity for you to truly up level and then step into your power later, right? Like, but step into your value and truly anchor that in a way you never have before. And that's going to allow you to become the version of you need to be in order to have all the wealth you desire. So this is going to be, I get the sense Q2 is going to feel a little bit more, I don't want to say heavy. It doesn't feel painful. It just feels a little heavier, right? To really be able to move through a lot of the imposter syndrome and a lot of the self-doubt, right? Like that stuff isn't always as fun as like, oh, let me look for new opportunities for money, right? It's just a little bit deeper inner work. So Q1's kind of playful, kind of fun. You're on this new path. You're having new perspective on money, and you're shifting the way you look for opportunities for money. And then, bam, a huge opportunity comes along, and it's going to stir up all this stuff within you that's ready to be healed, right? And that's the thing, is that's what matters here, is that you actually take this as an opportunity to heal and to grow and to step into the more fully expressed version of you. That's what matters here. And that's going to, one way or another, lead to more money and more abundance and success down the road. And again, this, with our 5 of Swords reversed, it's like this opportunity, it's like, don't let this opportunity, don't compromise yourself for it. You need to act on it from a deep sense of self-value. So it could even be that an opportunity comes up for more money, and then you work on your self-value. You're like, yeah, I'm going to apply for that job or whatever. You get there, and on the interview, they're like, oh, you have to do all these things that to you, like, morally aren't correct or aren't what you want out of a job. And it would be very tempting to be like, oh, I'll take it, and knowing you could land it, but you're like, you know what, that's not me. But what I've taken from this is this value, and I'm going to go find another awesome opportunity, because the universe is always giving you opportunities for money. Pile 2, you were like blessed with so many opportunities for money. But like you have that, sense of self is what you're finding here, and that sense of value, and your worth. And that's what the universe is asking you to really heal and focus on. And of course, you might have an opportunity that's really aligned and great, and then go for it, but whatever occurs for you, whatever big opportunity comes in Q2, the universe is like, just use it as an opportunity to see what that brings to the surface in terms of blocks around your worthiness or your confidence in your career or finances, and heal those things. And from there, either that opportunity will take off, or there'll be another even better one that then you're ready for. So that's a lot of like Q2. It might feel a little frustrating at times. It might feel a little discouraging at times. But overall, if you keep the mentality of, I'm using this as an opportunity to see my own worth and deepen that, you're going to go so far. Okay, let's find some more guidance. My goodness. Pile 2. All the guidance is just, look at that. We have our 3 cards here. All the guidance is just coming right around for you. Easy peasy. We have our 5 of Wands reverse, all the 5s. 2 of Wands. And the Chariot. Oh, finally. Okay, so with this, remember, our Q3 is where now you've probably seized this opportunity, you have this deeper sense of self-value, and now you're moving into actually taking action on whatever this opportunity was or whatever new opportunity came after that. And you're really like, you're moving forward at full speed. You are, as long as you are taking bold actions, like Q3, like this, okay, here's how these quarters should feel for you. Pile 2. Q1 should feel playful, but like a shift in perspective, right? Q2, and if it doesn't feel playful, shift how you're doing it, right? Or heal whatever needs to be healed to allow you for it to be playful. Q2 is going to be some big opportunity that's going to kick up some inner demons that need to be cleared so that you can truly step into your full sense of value that you need in order to have the wealth you desire and possibly seize whatever opportunity was there, right? Q3 is when you start acting totally different with your money. You start taking actions that are outside your comfort zone, taking risks, doing things you never thought you could do or would do. This is the time for bold action. And when you do that, things are going to start moving quickly, but you need to be committed to that bold action. If you don't feel like you're being bold and fearless, or even if not fearless, like bold and courageous in Q3, then that's where that you need to heal. Like, why do I feel like I need to just stay small, or there's not an opportunity for me to shine, or any like that? Like, that needs to be healed, because there's plenty of opportunity in Q3, but you got to be looking for it. But as long as you are boldly taking action, you're going to have, again, I know so many choices of different things you can do. You need to keep taking the bold choice, keep taking the kind of uncomfortable choice, not unaligned. Let's be clear. It needs to always be aligned with you. It needs to feel correct to you, but it might just feel scary or uncomfortable, right? So you need to keep always taking the aligned decision that's going to stretch you throughout this quarter. This is massive growth, and you need to do that. You just need to know you've got it and allow yourself to prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way, and you've got this, right? And if you do that, you are going to move so fast. Like, this is a quarter where it's like you're going to see such growth in yourself, and honestly a lot of growth in your finances. And it's kind of like big risk, big reward. Again, I'm not a financial planner, so I'm not saying go take a huge, go on a gambling spree and take all these risks, or go do these huge investments. That might be for you. You have to determine what those big risks are, right? What's aligned for you. But it's like, because again, I said like bold risks might be just like, I'm going to pitch this new thing at work, or I'm going to ask for that raise, or I'm going to actually start budgeting. And I didn't think I'd be able to start budgeting, or contributing to my 401k. Like, there's a million things that bold can mean for different people. So, but you got to start taking bold action you've never taken before in your career or in your finances. And if you do, it's going to move so fast. As long as you're doing it confidently, picking the option that expands you, but is still aligned, it's going to move so quickly. Okay, now let's see our Q4 guidance for you, pile 2. These are just popping out for you. Yep, that one. Another card for Q2 for pile 2. This one wanted to come out for you. All right, we have the Hanged Man, the Queen of Swords reversed, and we have the King of Cups. So again, already with the King of Cups right here, I'm like, this was our quarter of rebirth, right? Our quarter of like kind of slowing down a little bit and like looking at how far you've come, at how different you are, how different your finances or your career is, how much you've achieved, right? It's like you're like seeing you've got this full cup, you're the king, you're fulfilled, you're so pleased with yourself by the end of the year if you've taken this conscious energy and effort to shift the way you look at opportunities for when they come to you, spotted new opportunities, seized on them by deepening your sense of self-value and self-worth, taken bold actions, gotten out of your comfort zone around money. You're going to just be so proud. You're going to be so proud, and you're going to feel so successful and accomplished at the end of 2024, which is so beautiful to see. And now with the Hanged Man reversed, like, this is so much to me. It's so clear of this guidance of, it's almost kind of like I don't want to say sacrificed, but you have put in the work all year long, and now you get to enjoy where you've ended up and now what you're poised to move into the next year. Like, it's this kind of pause. There isn't, like, I wouldn't say there's a lot of growth at this time. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of transformation. You had a lot of that in the first 3 quarters of the year. The last quarter of the year is going to be a lot of resting, replenishing, looking at how far you've come and rewarding yourself for it, patting yourself on the back, being proud of all you've accomplished, and really anchoring in this identity of who you've become along the way. It's not necessarily time for transformation, which is great. I feel like that's great news for you because you've had a lot of it up until now. It's a time to celebrate what you've done. And again, with the Queen of Swords reversed, this just isn't, it's not a time for solving problems. It's not a time for problem solving. It's not a time for transformation. It's not a time for problem solving. It's a time for enjoying what you've created for yourself over this last year, over the whole year of 2024, of all this transformation. If you've been focusing on healing, on mending the flow, on creating this, this ability to look for opportunities, be open to abundance coming any which way, to seizing opportunities, anchoring in that deeper sense of value and knowing your worth and what you bring to the table, and truly honoring that and celebrating that, and then taking bold risks and knowing you've got this, fostering trust in yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. And so of course you're going to get out of your comfort zone and take the risks because you only live once and you want to live, darn it. And it's like, that's like, you are going to have achieved so much. You're going to have achieved so much. And this isn't, you don't need to continually grow. I think that's also something that is coming through is, sources like you're going to kind of get into this, like, this healing, I'm changing, I'm being better, I'm improving. That then you might kind of get stuck in the, like, I always got to be healing if I want to make more, I want to earn more. It's like, no, this was just a season in your life. In 2024 is going to be a season, the first 3 quarters, of healing, of transformation, of becoming ready to be the person who has all the abundance you desire and seeing that manifest into your life along the way. And once you get here, it's like you're going to have seen changes, inner changes, outer changes, financial changes. Your relationship with money is going to have changed so much. It's going to have healed or up-leveled so much. Like, it's a time for being so proud of yourself, so grateful for yourself and what you've created, and so optimistic and looking forward to what is coming next, right? And getting ready for it and just nourishing yourself, rewarding yourself, taking care of yourself. It's not a time to push yourself, to keep trying to heal. We have that story, especially in the self-development and spiritual world, of you always got to be healing, right? We get stuck in healing so much that it's like we overdo it and it becomes a toxic thing that we heal so much. You don't always need to be healing. It might feel like that once you've gone through I don't want to say the ringer this year because it's not, I don't see anything bad happening in your life. I see it more as just like so much inner growth around money and your career and the way you act around it. And it's just it's gonna stretch you, and you're gonna feel like you're constantly learning lessons and constantly healing and up-leveling and busting through blocks around money and stuff. And it's easy to get stuck in thinking you have to do that perpetually, but you don't. The universe wants you to know you get to be done healing, at least for now, at least for this chapter, at the end of 2024, and you get to just relax and enjoy yourself and how far you've come. So I'm gonna pull 3 more cards for you to just kind of give any last confirmation for the year. Before I do, I want to offer you this that's coming through, which is, and I did this through pile 1 and it felt really good, and this is coming through again here, is offering you a kind of word of the year for you for 2024 if you want to take it. And if you don't, that's fine. So take this if it resonates with you and leave it if it doesn't. So for you, the word that keeps coming through with all this is growth, like self-growth, right? But just growth. And that being your word for 24, the focus for you. Growth, it comes through healing, but it might also just be up-leveling, right? But like growth, changing, transformation, any of those words that resonate with you. This is if you like to do like a word of the year sort of thing. I love having a focus, like a word that it's general enough that it has a direction, but I get to find the different dimensions of it throughout the year. This last year for me, 2023, was surrender. And then I thought it was like surrendering the things that didn't serve me, or like fears or worries. And actually it was that, plus also surrendering to the things that excite me and that I enjoy, surrendering to the universe and the flow of things, right? Like there were so many dimensions I found of that word. So for you, a word like growth, self-growth, change, transformation, something like that, like momentum could be a good one for you as well. I really see like growth, self-growth could be really good word for you, especially with what this is coming up. Honestly, rebirth could be part of it too. Rebirth, growth to me feels a little bit more broad, that you can find those different dimensions of it. So take it or leave it. If that resonates with you, we'll pull some more cards here for you. If you want support in whether it's the word growth or a different growth and really harnessing that and finding those different dimensions of it throughout the year in order to help you hone your energy to create more abundance in your life, that's what we're doing in January inside of the Wealth by membership. So you're welcome to come join us for that if you like. Or again, like I said, doing alter ego work, which would be great for these months, and that'll be in February. So lots of cool stuff coming in there if you want to come join me and the other people in the community there, which is just such an amazing high vibe community of people who are spiritually aligned and unapologetically going after more abundance. So, all right, let's pull your last 3 cards here. Oh man, I picked up the deck and one already fell out. All right, we've got 1. 2 more cards. Let's. Anything else? This one definitely wants to come out for you. And this one. Oh my goodness, look what is coming up for you, my loves. Knight of Coins. Two of Cups, Seven of Coins. So real quick, I want to show you this Two of Cups card. I think it's one of my favorites out of this whole deck, of this fountain deck. But it's just like so much wonder and so much awe and cosmic connection in this card. And to me, and what I always resonate with this card with this deck, with this specific tarot deck, is with the Two of Cups. When I see that, it's like it's a deep connection. Oftentimes we think with cups it's like between two people, things like that, which it could be. You might see more of a deepening of connection in your life, especially as you do all this self-improvement work over this year. Your relationships might deepen. You might have better ones or new ones appear. But I see this really, it's so clear to me. What I said at the very beginning was, because this is, just to be clear, these cards are like the kind of summing up of everything, any last confirmation or messages. This theme for your year, what to focus on in 2024 in order to call in more abundance, is healing your relationship with money. This is this connection between two energies. That's even what the guidebook says for this card. I remember it very clearly because I love this card so much. It's the connection between two energies. So you and money. You are energy, money is energy. You are going to, if you keep this focus of healing your relationship with money, of the way you look for it to come to you, your sense of value around it, your willingness to take bold moves around it and get out of your comfort zone around it, you're going to have this rebirth, and then you're going to feel so deeply and cosmically connected to the flow and energy of money. How beautiful, right? And then we have our Seven of Coins and our Knight of Coins here. This is just kind of like that dedication to your improvement and to your finances and to becoming this wealthiest version of you and to taking these risks. Your dedication to healing your relationship with money is going to pay off so bigly, but you need to have that dedication. That might be also, it might be dedication to growth, might be kind of a term for you for 2024, or just, that commitment, but could be dedication, commitment. That could be words for you. I feel like the growth is more important for you this year to be focusing on, but yeah, I just see such reward, but there needs to be that dedication, that patience throughout the year. Same with even with the Knight of Coins here. It's like so much victory around money, so much victory around your finances, around your career, so much success. But it's going to be coming in like that kind of like serious way, in like a very devoted way, in a very methodical way, in a way that's like you see when you look back on it at the end of the year, you're going to be like, yeah, of course I ended up where I am because I committed to this and I committed to this and I committed to this and I took this action. I did this. It's like you were dedicated every step of the way to healing your relationship with money, being different with money, acting differently around it, getting outside of your comfort zone with it. It's like that commitment has created such a beautiful ripple effect for you. So oh my gosh, pile 2. So I hope that this sheds some light for you on your 2024 year financially and what you could focus on and what lays ahead. If you enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you. Let me know if you're already seeing some of this start to play out, if you already kind of know where you're stuck or what your relationship needs to be around money. I'm really excited to hear that and connect with you in the comments. Also, you are welcome to subscribe to this channel for future card readings and other spiritual tips and tools for manifesting money. If you want to grab your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle, the link for that is in the description below this video. And if you want to get the opportunity to get personalized card pulls from me and get access to an exclusive community filled with spiritual tools for manifesting money, like setting that intention for 2024, your focus, and having a challenge to hold you accountable to doing that with other people and myself alongside you, and all the other amazing things we have coming in there, and just honestly, the high vibe, like-minded community of people inside of there, definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. The link for that is also in the description box below. With all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance in 2024. I'm so excited. You are going to be a totally different person. I cannot wait for you. This is such positive overall change and growth. I'm cheering you on. Just know I'm over here energetically cheering you on. I'm cheering you on with your spirit team as you embark on this. It's going to be so beautiful for you. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, if you picked this reading, then you picked pile number 3 and the carnelian stone here. So I am so excited to dive into your reading so that we can see what you can focus on in 2024 to manifest more abundance into your life. A very quick reminder before we dive in that I do not currently offer private readings to the general public. So please be aware of anyone in the comments or on other social media platforms pretending to be me and offering readings. Those people are not me. And I will never ever message you and tell you that I have a message or a reading for you and that you need to pay me for it. I will never reach out to initiate that. So just be aware. The only place that I do offer personalized readings is inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, where my members have opportunities to get personalized card pulls from me and also purchase full private readings focusing on whatever they want to focus on just for them if they want to. So if you are interested in joining the Wealth Vibe membership or getting a copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the links for both of those are in the description below. In January, inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, we're going to be doing some really fun and powerful stuff to help you set a foundation and focus for the year to help you hone your energy for abundance in 2024. So if you want to come be a part of that, get to connect with me and this whole amazing community we have there, definitely check that out at the link in the description box. All right, that being said, let's dive into your reading and see what's in store for you financially in 2024 and what you can focus on to call more prosperity into your life this coming year. All right, so we're going to start by just pulling a signifier card for you. So this is going to be like the main theme of your year, what you need to focus on for the whole year, and then we're going to pull quarterly cards and go even more in depth with other decks on those. So it's going to be a whole big spread for you here. What is pile 3? What's their signifier? I'm waiting to find the exact right card for you. There it is. Rooted. Oh, beautiful. All right, we're going to have, like I said, a really big spread. So I will do my best to keep all the cards on camera, but some might kind of go off the screen. So just bear with me because we are going in depth here. All right, so with the rooted card, this tells me what your theme of what you can focus on and what's coming up for you in 2024 is, and then we'll go much more in depth from here. All right, so what we're seeing for you in the year of 2024 with your finances. With this rooted card, already the message is coming through for me of this is going to be a year for you to really ground yourself into a deep sense of gratitude, appreciation, and also mindfulness around money. And this sounds so simple, and you're like, how is being more grateful going to help me make more money? And I don't want to do another gratitude practice. I've made a million gratitude lists. This isn't the only thing you're going to focus on this year. This isn't the only thing that needs to happen. But there's a very true saying, right? Where your energy goes, or where your attention goes, your energy flows, right? And so the more that we can start to be grateful for what we do have, even in, and especially in times where we feel like we don't have enough or what we desire. So, right, whether you feel like you are scarce and don't have enough money, or you feel like you have enough, you're stable, you have maybe even extra, but you're not exactly where you want to be, or it's not coming in the way you want it to, or you don't have that dream job, or whatever it is that you desire around money or career. When we feel like we are lacking in some way, or just aren't where we want to be with it, having gratitude for where we are helps us stay in alignment with that inner guidance that's going to help us then find the path to what we desire. But the more that we start to look at what we don't have, and it's really a matter of looking at how far we have left to go instead of looking at how far we've come, right? Or how much we have left to acquire rather than what we've already acquired. The more that we can look at what we've already acquired and be grateful for it, the more that keeps us in alignment in the present moment and helps us to listen to the guidance that is available to us, the inner guidance, the outer guidance, and seize on opportunities and find that clarity of what direction to go in. So the guidance that I'm getting for you is that this is going to be a year of learning to go inward, trust your inner guidance, center down, get really solid on self-trust, get really solid on mindfulness, the present moment, solid on gratitude for what you already have, what you've already achieved, where you are in life, in your career, in your finances, and having a lot of gratitude for that and cultivating, almost falling in love with this part of your life, with everything you've accomplished in life, everything you've already built up until this point, everything you've learned, especially when it comes to your career and your finances. But just falling in love with where you are now, even if it's not where you want to be, looking for the good that exists now, the abundance that exists now, rooting into that, being so rock solid in that you don't backslide into those self-sabotaging thoughts of, oh my God, I'll never have what I want. Oh my God, how could it ever happen for me? When you root into that gratitude and you create this habit of it, this default way of being in gratitude for what you already have, especially around money or career success, what's going to happen for you, especially I see in 2024 for you, is it's going to allow you to have this unstoppable mindset and energy and attitude in everything that you do. So the universe is saying right now you might be kind of looking at where you aren't instead of where you are. And that's a very normal thing to do, especially around money. I've seen this in the 5+ years I've been in business and helped people with their money mindset and their businesses. I've seen so many people fall into this trap of looking, you set these big goals or even smaller goals around money or your career and your success, and you get really in your head about how far it's going to be and do I have what it takes to get there, and you don't look at where you are now, meaning what have you done to get yourself to where you are now? What are all the lessons you've learned? The things you have accomplished, right? Like we so often forget, we somehow have convenient amnesia of the past and all that makes us capable of in the present. So when we forget that and we're only looking at how far we have to go, that's overwhelming. And of course it feels like, how am I going to get there? But when you can really root into gratitude for the money you do have and what it does for you now, like the bills you can pay, the food you get to eat, the clothes you wear, the roof over your head, whatever it is, when you have gratitude for every cent and every action that your money performs for you or allows you to perform or experience, then you root into, naturally, in gratitude for the present moment, you root into everything that came before because that led you to where you are. And when you do that, going to where you want to be doesn't feel so overwhelming. It might still be unknown. You might not know the exact path, but you're going to be so in alignment with the present moment that you'll be able to more clearly hear the inner guidance and the guidance from the universe that's telling you how to get to where you want to go. So this has such a beautiful energy. I feel like it's a very uplifting energy. Honestly, I feel like maybe I'm getting the guidance from source that over the last several months or year, so 2023 for you, pile 3, has felt maybe heavy, maybe frustrating, maybe stagnant. Like you're not moving ahead, or you're not making progress to where you want to be, or it's not fast enough progress to where you want to be. And you're feeling like you're so stuck. And I feel like maybe even hearing the word like rooted, like be in place, be present, might be a little frustrating to you, even to be like, I don't want to be here. I want to be over there. And I've been here all year. And I want to be over there. And I want to be over there all over a year. So you're telling me next year I just got to be here? And it's like, yeah, because in being here, what you want will come to you. Ooh, this is beautiful guidance that's coming through from Source for you. Source is saying, you keep looking at this backwards. You've been looking at money or the acquisition of it or success or that job you want or whatever it is. You've been looking at it backwards. You keep thinking you have to get there, but really you have to allow it to come to you. You have to be a magnet for it. You have to allow it to come to you. This doesn't mean you don't do anything or you don't take any actions, but it's more about becoming that energetic match and that mental match and then taking very natural actions from that place that just feels so easy and effortless and like, duh, because you're so energetically and mentally aligned with money, meaning thinking thoughts of gratitude, of feeling abundant, thinking abundant thoughts, having gratitude, the same level of gratitude you have now when you have all that money you desire. That's how you're going to bring it to you rather than you having to go out and chase it. So the universe is saying, you don't need to get anywhere. You need to become the lighthouse. Ooh, become a lighthouse that allows the money to come to you and find you. Be that beacon. So the universe is saying, yeah, you're stuck where you are because you haven't actually been being where you are, especially around your finances or your career path. You're stuck where you are because you've been mentally living here in the future trying to figure out how to get there, or you've been mentally living in the past and regret. I get the sense more of you're living in the future, but it could be either end of it, but you're more living in the future of how do I get there? I want to be there already. How do I speed up the clock? How do I get there? Pile 3, this is really beautiful energy that's coming through. It's very pure and clear and it's so strong. Like my guides are like screaming at me and saying, tell Pile 3 that they feel stuck in the right here where they are because They haven't been fully being where they are. I've never had that guidance come through before, and that is beautiful. Let me know if that resonates in the comments for you. But it's this sign for you to, this is going to be the theme, right, of 2024. We're going to get more cards on the table here in just a second for all your quarters and dive into the whole year overview for you. But this is going to be the thing that you keep in mind throughout the year is to be in the moment, to be present, cultivating mindfulness, cultivating present, a present attitude and not looking at the past or looking too much at the future. You can keep those things in mind, but not living there, right? Being fully here, especially when it comes to money or your career. And when we say being here, I mean being here and being the wealthiest version of you, feeling, acting, thinking as the wealthy version of you in this moment, and seeing all the wealth, all the abundance, all the things you have to be grateful for in this moment. Even if you feel like you don't have enough or you're not where you want to be, what do you have? And cultivating so much gratitude for that, becoming obsessed with that, falling in love with what you already have. And from that place, that's going to allow you to get out of that mentality of this is so hard, or how am I going to get there? It's overwhelming, or I have to fight and get my way there. And that pulls you out of alignment. By being in the present moment and being so grateful for what you have, you become so much more mentally clear. And you can receive, download inspirations, opportunities from the universe. You can hear your own inner guidance better so that then you start knowing what path to take to get to what you want, but really more to pull what you want to you and attract it to you. That is so beautiful. Pile 2. So that's your theme of the year is you can say rooted, you can say gratitude, you can say mindfulness, you can say presentness, present moment, whatever, any of those terms. If you like to take words for, like have a word of the year for 2024, those would be words I'd recommend for you. Gratitude, rooted, present, mindful. Those would be the words I would suggest for you. Take them or leave them. If this is a side note, if you want support in finding all the different dimensions of your word of the year and really using whatever your word of the year you choose to cultivate so much abundance in your life and so much inner growth over the next year, that's exactly what we're doing in January inside my Wealth Vibe membership. So you can go check out the link in the description below. But that's our challenge of the month is I'm going to guide you through some tips for taking daily action to help you tap into your word of the year and harness that for so much growth and depth and finding different dimensions of that word and how it helps expand you into more abundance throughout 2024. So that's going to be really fun. And I'm going to be doing that challenge alongside you and connecting with those of you in the Wealth Vibe membership. So that'll be really fun. Just want to throw that out there if that resonates with you. If not, totally fine. But this is such a beautiful message that, like I said, I don't think I've ever received before in a reading like this. Is this message of you're stuck where you are because you're not being where you are. Wow. Okay, profound. Let's get some more cards for you. I'm going to get 4 cards here so we can see what the themes are for each quarter of the year. So for pile 3, what are the themes of the quarter of each year? This happened with pile 2. So if you had some trouble picking between pile 2 and 3, you might want to go back and rewatch pile 2 after this if you feel like it. I know these are long readings, so you don't have to. But they also have the same issue of your energy feels very stuck as I'm trying to shuffle these cards. There might be some lack of clarity of what to do next in your life. A lot of that's going to come again, like when we talk about lack of clarity of how do I get to the money I want? How do I make more money? How do I manifest more money in my life? Again, that's going to come so much from rooting into gratitude for what you already have and for where you are in the present moment. Every day, as much as you can throughout the next year, it's going to need to become second nature for you. As you do that, that's going to bring that abundance you desire to you. Opportunities are going to fall into your lap. More money is going to come to you. You're going to have more clarity. Clarity will fall into your lap so that you know what to do in order to get to where you want to go or have that money come to you, right? So just saying that because sometimes, now I see that they're starting to move. When the deck is not popping for me, I know there's some stuck energy, and this happened with pile 2 as well. But once we kind of got clarity on what you need to do in order to not feel stuck anymore, the cards started popping out. The clarity came through. So, all right, there they are. This is Q1, Q2. There's Q3 and 4 for you. And there they are. All right, we're going to do these in order. Ooh. All right, Q1. Fortress of Protection. All right, my loves. Q1, the first 3 months of 2024, you're going to need to bring some walls down. You're going to need to, it's going to be a mix, right, of bringing down kind of old limitations and stories you have that say that you have to be so shut off from things, or you have to be so, I guess, so overly disciplined that you've sucked all the fun out of your job or making money or career. You got to clear that up. You got to let those boundaries down. You got to let people in a little bit more. Let people help you. But then also what I'm getting here is you're going to need to put some boundaries in place as well. Boundaries with others, but also I'm especially getting boundaries with yourself. So this might be boundaries simply put around what we already discussed of creating some sort of, like when we say boundaries too, it's like guidelines. It's discipline, right? So there might be boundaries around, I need to make sure I'm actually rising to the standard of every day I'm creating some sort of gratitude list or doing a gratitude practice or offering or prayer or something like that, or having a more mindful moment practice. And when I find myself getting off track, I bring myself back to being in the present moment. When I find myself too much in the future or the past, I come into the present moment and I say 3 things I'm grateful for in this very moment, or 3 ways I feel abundant right now, right? Like those are practical ways you can start to have more boundaries with yourself of where your thoughts go and where you allow yourself to live mentally and where you allow your energy to be and to be hanging out in. But also, like, again, just like you're going to have to bring down, so it's like putting up walls that are healthy for you, that help you ground into the present moment and all of that, but also bringing down the walls that, again, it just feels like there's so much seriousness around money for you right now, or your business or work. So get rid of some of those walls. The universe is saying you need to have some fun. Again, some of the seriousness could be from the fact of like you're trying so hard to get to where you want to go. You're making it so much harder than it needs to be, and you're I feel like you maybe have this story, and you can let me know in the comments if this resonates, that you might have this story of I have to work so hard to make money. It has to be hard. I have to be dedicated. And if I take even a day off or even a week off, then it all falls apart and I'll never get to where I want to be. Or there might be stories of I'm lazy because I like to, take the weekends and not think about work or my business at all. Or I like to do, it's like, I feel like there's a lot of this almost overworking for you or self-sabotage for you. And that's going to need to be cleared up in Q1. The universe will probably bring you some opportunities naturally to clear this up, but the message here is really asking you to take the initiative here and do some of this work. I'm getting a sense maybe some journaling work, maybe some inner child healing. It doesn't seem that deep. It could be some deep-rooted beliefs, but you just need to look at what I would recommend reflecting on. So maybe journaling on in Q1, first couple weeks of the year, journaling on. You could do this before the beginning of the year too, but really reflecting on what stories do I have around money having to be serious or hard? What do I believe about money that feels serious or heavy or hard to me? And start to shift those, right? Become aware of them and then start to be in the present moment and say, is that actually true? Do I need to work so hard to be secure? Because maybe I am secure right now and I just need to appreciate it a little bit more, and that'll allow me to create more of that because I'll be more energized to then go make more money, right? Like it'll be different for everyone because this is a general reading, but you need to be really looking at what are the stories that are making money feel so heavy, work feel so heavy, and making sure that you are starting to tear those stories down, those walls down, so that you can have more fun, more playfulness around money. And then also in Q3, it's then putting up, once those walls have been torn down, putting up boundaries. I wouldn't even say walls, but like little guidelines. Like almost I'm getting the image of those orange cones that, you put on like the soccer field to run drills on during soccer practice. Put some of those up to give yourself some loose guidelines as to how you can be more present and more mindful, or also just have more fun with your business or your work or your job or your career, or your money even. So again, still being responsible with your work and your career and your job and money, but having fun with it, having a lightheartedness about it, having a gratitude around it, feeling all the abundance you have now and feeling grateful for that now and reveling in that more and more. So that's going to be Q1 for you. It's going to be a lot of introspection. Really. It's going to be a lot of introspection and creating healthier habits for yourself that are really more inner habits, but maybe some outer habits as well, but more inner habits around money in the way you think about it. I could see you also potentially working a little bit less or having a little bit more work-life balance. Or maybe it is that you need to work a little bit more because you get overwhelmed and intimidated, and then you kind of don't put all of what you could into moving toward what you want or toward, moving the needle in that direction. So just some things to keep in mind for Q1. Let's look. We'll get some more cards for each of these once we have looked at all of your quarterly cards. We're going to then put some more cards from another deck under each of these to get even more clarity, but let's move on to Q3 for now, or to Q2. So Q2, oh, so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Q2 is such lighter energy than Q1 for you. Pile 3. So the universe is saying, if you start feeling overwhelmed in the first quarter, just keep going, because quarter 2 is going to be so much fun, and you're gonna start to see things moving with your money or your career, both. In Q2, you're going to start to see more wins. You're going to start to see more of an overflow of abundance if you are cultivating this present rooted mindset in the abundance in the present moment, and healing all those stories that tell you work has to be so hard. You're having more fun with it, bringing more of just playfulness to what you do to make money, or to how you spend or save money, and you are kind of lightening up a little bit and creating some healthy guidelines and boundaries for yourself. You are going to step into a really nice, beautiful, natural up level, and it's just going to feel so light and so free. You are going to have so much fun, and there's going to be, like I said, like an overflow of abundance. There's going to be an excess. You're going to be stepping into a new era, a new eon of excess, of more abundance, of more than enough, right? So if you currently feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck or don't have enough, as long as you're doing this work overall and in Q1, this comes into play, right? Like, you unlock this. You'll start to shift into this. You'll start to see things move. This could be a new job opportunity. I get the sense you're just like you're gonna either have better money management because of this healing work and some of the more playfulness you're doing, or it might be like a raise, or just your business starts taking off. Like, something's gonna shift. It doesn't necessarily feel like a new job, though it could be, or a new career path. Could be. It feels like it's going to shift, but it's going to be fun. It's going to feel easy after all of this work that you've done in Q1. But the universe is saying, do not get lazy in your practice of gratitude once it arrives. You have to keep being grateful, right? Which isn't a hard thing to do. Like, the universe is just asking you to fall in love with what you have at every stage. That's the overall guidance for you, but that's especially in Q2. Like, if you do this rooted work in gratitude, present moment gratitude, and you take away the stories of how far you have to go, of how hard it has to be, of why it can't be fun or easy, why it has to be so serious and heavy. You take away all those stories, you heal that stuff, you tap into, I'm getting excited, you tap into some healthy boundaries to help you really cultivate that habit of being rooted and grounded, which, again, if you need that help of cultivating habit, we do that inside the Wealthify membership with our challenges each month. So come join us in there. But if you do that, things start flowing more for you. You start seeing more of an overflow. If you already have enough, or you have more than enough, you see even more coming in. Like, it's just, more. That's all. It's just going to be more abundance, more money, more opportunities, more happiness, more joy, more personal fulfillment. Everything gets better in Q2, right? So pretty nice to see. But again, the universe is saying, like, don't doubt it. Don't sabotage it by then being like, well, now I got to work hard to get to that next, because I don't sense that this will be like the next level for you. It's just going to be a nice, obvious movement in that direction. It won't be the full manifestation or fulfillment of your desires or your money manifestations. It could be. I don't want to put any limits on it, but the energy I'm getting is that it's just like a big leap toward it, but you're not fully there. So don't take that leap, but then take it for granted, right? Don't take that leap. Don't make that leap and then go, oh, I did all this work, but yeah, there's more than enough, or I have more than before, but it's still not what I wanted. Don't do that. Be grateful for it. Have gratitude for it, because that's going to continue. That's gotten you this far. It'll take you further, right? Or it's attracted that much to you. It'll attract more, right? As that image of being the lighthouse and not having to move to it, but allowing it to come to you. So Q2, very exciting for that. Here we have the healer card. So this is Q3. Now, what I'm seeing here, you did there's probably some healing work with the tearing down these boundaries and walls around work being hard and heavy. You already did some of that. You're going to enjoy it and reap the rewards of it and play in that energy and enjoy seeing more money coming in, more success, more abundance. But in Q3, you're going to be asked to heal even more deeply. But this isn't going to be around what limiting beliefs you have around money necessarily. It's not going to be around any really heavy things. It's a much lighter healing energy, but it's asking you to heal through love. And what we mean by this, right, when I say heal through love is, for you, it's not even healing so much through love. It's healing more. This is the message coming through. It's healing around love and money. I'm getting the sense that you maybe don't feel a very strong love for your bank account, for your money, for your finances, for your lines of credit that are available to you. I get the sense that there might even be some resentment towards money, some resentment towards your work, some resentment towards clients or employers. This is asking you to look at any relationships that are intertwined in money, even your partner. If you share finances with someone or multiple people, you're going to be, this is something where there's going to be something that happens, an opportunity that happens in Q3 that really sheds a light on some sort of relationship or multiple relationships in your life with other people who are somehow tied to money for you. So again, someone you share finances with, or someone who maybe is maybe financially dependent on you, or you're financially dependent on them, or your coworkers, your boss, old coworkers, old bosses, right? Like anything that's in any way a relationship that's in any way tied to money, friend who owes you money, friend who you owe money to, right? Like whatever it is, you're going to need to heal those relationships. You're going to be asked to and invited to heal those relationships and heal the aspect of money in those relationships. This could look like forgiving someone or a situation around money. It could be forgiving your past self for doing something you maybe are holding on to regret around money for. This could be, I get the sense it's going to be more about with someone else though. And then also looking at your relationship with money. Again, this came up in pile 2, but looking at your relationship with money, maybe healing that. This really to me feels very much more like any other people in your life who are in any way, shape, and form clients, employers, coworkers, clients, employers, coworkers, business partners you share a bank account or finances with. There's going to be at least one, if not multiple relationships that will be asking for your attention. But something's going to happen that will make you very aware of, okay, this relationship, the way that we're looking at money in this relationship or work in this relationship together, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel loving. It doesn't feel fulfilling. There's something off that needs to be healed. And the way you're going to heal it is through love, right? Forgiveness, either of yourself or others, compromise, working with others, having honest conversations, those sorts of things. So there might be some tough conversations that need to be had in Q3. But if you do that and you go for it again from a place of not scarcity of we need to heal this so I can make more money, or you're sabotaging our money or anything like that, but more from a gratitude, a place of I'm already so abundant. I already have so much. I want to clear up this energy because it needs to be cleared up because it'll feel better once it's cleared up. And I know that'll unlock more abundance, but I'm not doing this from a place of lack and I need to make more money, so I got to heal this thing. I'm doing this, I'm having these tough conversations from a place of appreciation and gratitude and a place of love. And I'm bringing love into these conversations, right? So there'll be something happens there, and that's going to energetically clear up so much that I get the sense that in Q4 we're going to see a lot more abundance. But let's see. Yes, of course we do see more abundance. This is our prosperous overflow card. Oh, so perfect. You are ending 2024 with so much abundance, my love. Truly, when you heal whatever needs to be healed in Q3, you're going to see that's like, you're going to unlock, right? Like we have here, this kind of like heal some heavier stuff, create some healthier habits around money or the way you look at it in your relationship with it and your gratitude for it. And that's going to unlock more than enough, more than you have now, just more. But then to get to where you want, there's then going to be a deeper level of healing, which is actually more about other people, healing with relationships, healing through love, bringing love to those things from a place of abundance and centeredness and groundedness. And when you do that, that's what's going to get you to the wealth you desire. I see you, whatever financial goal you have, your big financial goal, I see you hitting it by the end of 2023 in the last 3 months, or of 2024 in the last 3 months of 2024. But that's only if you do all these things, right? Because this unlocks this, unlocks this, unlocks this. So it all comes back to rooting down, grounding into the present moment and all of the abundance in the present moment. And this isn't just money, though it is. It's all the things your money does for you and allows you to do and have and be. But it's also the abundance of resources, time, abundance of love that you have in your life. All the abundance, all that you have, right? Because it's all interconnected. That's what Source is saying right now. And this is very true. I believe this personally as well. It's all interconnected, right? So our whole lives, we act like money is so separate from us. Like it's this isolated thing that exists in a vacuum. How? How does money exist in a vacuum when it is so intertwined in our society and you kind of need to have it to survive? Whether, I don't know if that's a good thing in our society, but it's how it is right now. And it's such a crucial part of our society and of our life and of the world that it's absurd that we treat money as a separate thing that exists separately. Like our emotions don't play a part in how money flows to us, or that, like our satisfaction doesn't play some sort of part in how much money we have or don't have, or our sense of confidence doesn't play a sense in our money. It's like that it all plays a role in money, and money plays a role in all of it. Like everything is connected. So again, if you have trouble, as you're especially in this first quarter, starting to install this habit or programming of gratitude and present mindful momentness, present moment mindfulness, and really looking each moment to moment, being like, wow, I'm so grateful that I have this cup of coffee and that I could pay for the coffee beans that I brewed at home that made this coffee. I'm so grateful that I have access to hot water. I'm so grateful that I have clean drinking water. I'm so grateful I can have a cup of coffee whenever I want, right? Like that's a little thing, but having gratitude for that and the role money played in allowing you to have it or have access to it, right? When you do that moment to moment, day to day, it's a tall order, because that's not how we are most of the time. We're autopiloting through life or feeling scarce, but Source is saying, shh, it's a complete mental makeover here around money is what you're being invited into in the new year. And that's, again, like I said, easier said than done, and it can feel exhausting to do at times. But when you push through those first 3 months of the year and really install this habit of gratitude for what you have and all the abundance you have and all that your money allows you to do and all of the love you have in your life, and how if you'd had more money in the past, maybe you wouldn't have met that person that you have such an amazing relationship or friendship with or work relationship with, and that's now going to lead to more money. It's like just trusting you're where you need to be, being grateful for where you are. As you do that, you unlock more, and then you get to be grateful for that and live out this habit you've been cultivating of gratitude here for now, all this next level you have. And then that is going to help you see your relationships even more clearly around money and help you heal what needs to be healed and clear that energy so that then you can finally get to the abundance that you desire. This is so beautiful. There's so much beautiful healing for you in the year ahead. Again, nothing has felt in these readings very heavy. Nothing's felt like it's going to be like something so heavy that it's going to take years for you to transform. It's like, no, this is all doable within a year. And you're going to see signs from the universe in Q2 that you're on the right track if you're doing it. And if not, then double down on creating those healthy boundaries and then see how quickly you can get back on track with this. So there's so much beauty. Also, the universe keeps bringing back to, I keep wanting to say this, but I keep getting so many messages, but I want to take a moment with the Q3 with the healer card. When I said relationships with coworkers or ex-coworkers or bosses or things like that, there may be, I'm getting the sense for a lot of you, there will be ex-clients, ex-coworkers, ex-bosses or current ones that you have felt maybe took advantage or manipulated you or lied to you or screwed you in some way, and you hold bitterness or resentment or anything like that that's tied into your work or your business or your relationship, but it stems from, this was how I was making money or this affected my money in some way. You got to heal that. Even if you don't talk to that person, you might want to, that might be good. But even if you don't talk to them, you need to truly heal that and forgive that and let it go and see like, look, it's gotten me to where I am now. And I'm so grateful because of these first 2 quarters, I'm so grateful for where I am now and all that I've cultivated in myself and all that I've seen grow in my life in these last 6 months. And now I can let that go and I can heal that. Right. So kind of went jumped around a little bit there, but that keeps coming through. I think that's one that a lot of you will have to kind of heal and release some things in Q3. So what a beautiful picture. Sum it up before we're going to get more cards under each of these from another deck. Sum it up for you. 2024 is the year of gratitude for you. It is the year of being present and falling back in love with life and all the abundance you have moment to moment. And as you do that, in Q3, you want to make the conscious effort, or in Q1, you want to make the conscious effort to identify any stories you have around how money has to be hard, or you're not where you want to be, and it's so difficult, and woe is me, or I have to be so serious and I have to work hard and sacrifice and not have any fun. Identify those stories and clear them, shift them, look for evidence that says otherwise, that doesn't have to be objectively true. Write the story of what you want to be true. Start to live that story out. And all the while being grateful for where you are, grateful for where you are, grateful for what you have, grateful for what you have, right? Doing that. Q2, having done this work in Q1, you're going to start to see more money coming in, or more trajectory moving forward on your career or your business. So you're going to see numbers grow, audience growth, sales growth, whatever it is. You're going to start to see more of abundance in the direction you want. Enjoy it. Be grateful for it. Q3, keep an eye out for there's going to be something that sheds light on what relationships around money in your life need to be healed. Heal them through love. Love for yourself, love for the other person. Heal through love. Truly release. Truly release any negativity, any pain. Heal it, let go. In doing so, that's the last piece that unlocks all the prosperous overflow you desire. And as you do that, and again, as you're healing, it's from this place of I already have enough. I have more than enough. I'm going in the right direction. Everything's coming to me. I'm healing because neither of us deserve to carry this anymore. I'm healing from a place of love and with love. That's the last piece of the puzzle that unlocks that full manifestation of the wealth you desire. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. And then when you're there, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. This doesn't stop. This is just a new way of being. It's like when we say with a diet, sustainable, healthy eating is not always necessarily like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, right? Like dieting, restrictive eating, things like that. Like if that's not sustainable for you, if that can't become a lifestyle, then it won't be effective long term. Same thing with gratitude. This isn't something you do just to get to the money you want and then you stop being grateful. You stay grateful. This is a lifestyle. This is a way of being. And it feels freaking great. It feels amazing. You're just being fall in love with all the abundance of each moment that you have. Be in awe of it. Don't you want to live that way rather than always looking at what you don't have? That's what the universe is inviting you to do in this next year. All right. I could talk forever about this. This is really beautiful energy coming through for you. Let's pull some cards for you for each of these quarters to get a little bit more guidance or other messages that want to come through. All right, so this is the Fountain Tarot. Whew, yes, these are flowing. We want Q1. I told the other decks, so I'll tell you. This didn't quite pop out. That I typically don't do tarot here on this channel because I find that the oracle cards are a much clearer channel for me because they are less restrictive. They have less typically defined meaning, and I can channel very clearly through them. However, the Fountain Tarot is one of the tarot decks I've had the longest, and it really resonates with me. And for an in-depth reading like this, I wanted to give you as much information as possible, so we're doing tarot. All right, we've got, for Q1, we're getting more guidance or clarity or confirmation on Q1. We have Eight of Wands, we have Death card reversed, and we have the Knight of Swords. All right, so what I see here is you are assuming that you do this work, you create this present mindfulness practice, this gratitude for the present moment and all the abundance that you have in it and all that money does or your career does for you right now. And you are able to hold that as much as possible, right? We're not going for perfection here. I just want to be clear. I'm not asking you to do this every hour of the day, 24/7. If you slip up even once, then you're done. That's not it. It's just like get 1% better every day, right? Like get 1% better at practicing gratitude every day. Just head in an overall upward trajectory, even if some days are harder to be grateful than others. Like progress, not perfection, is what we're going for here with this overall practice of gratitude and present mindfulness throughout the year. What I'm seeing with these cards here. So we have this Eight of Wands, Death card reversed, and King of Swords. What I'm seeing is that as you start to have this great gratitude practice, you're cultivating that, you're living in that state more and more. What's going to happen is you're going to start to see a lot of things come to the surface very quickly. a lot of these limiting beliefs are going to come up very quickly if you just give them a little bit of attention. So just journaling on them a little bit. And like I said, you could journal on it now if you're watching this before the beginning of 2024, or else in the first week or so of 2024, you'll want to journal and reflect on, again, those stories of what feels heavy around money. What beliefs do I have that say that money has to be hard or difficult or anything like that? You'll want to reflect on that. As soon as you give it just a little bit of attention, it's going to come to the surface really fast for you. You're going to start to see what those limiting beliefs are. And there's going to be a moment where it's like so much comes up that it might feel overwhelming. It might feel really overwhelming that so much is coming to the surface. And you're like, how do I heal all of this? And it might even, honestly, and I want to say this as a word of warning, it might, if you are not mindful of it and you don't stay so committed to this gratitude practice, it might move you backwards a little bit. And this is sometimes what it feels like with any inner work or healing work we do is sometimes we look at how much baggage, which is not baggage, it's all lessons, but baggage or things we have to heal that we're holding. And we look at how much we have and we're like, oh my God, I'm more broken than I thought, or I'm more damaged than I thought. You're not broken. You're not damaged. Source wants you to know that, and I want you to know that, right? Like, you are not broken. You are not damaged. You're just growing and you're learning and you're being conscious of it. Most people don't ever look at this stuff in their lifetimes and it eats away at them. So you are being proactive and you're unearthing it, but that can feel uncomfortable and it can be uncomfortable to look at. And the universe is saying, please don't get discouraged. Don't get stuck in it. Don't let it drag you down. Okay? Don't let it drag you down and keep you in the same spot and keep you feeling stuck forever. You are not, it's natural for it to feel like a lot. It's going to come to the surface very quickly. I feel like, again, this is why you're being invited to look at this in Q1, is because it's been getting ready to be unearthed for a while now. I'm hearing for months or even years. These stories are like, they're bubbling to the surface and they're playing very close to the surface for you. You might even be conscious of several of them or all of them. They're bubbling up because it's time to heal them. This is the divine time for you to heal them. So when these come up, sources saying right now that you are right on track. If all these come up, you're like, oh my God, there's like 15 limiting beliefs. There's 20 things I got to heal from and events I have to heal from. That's normal. That's to be expected. Especially if you've never done any of this work or you've been putting it off or you haven't been doing it from the place of having or feeling abundant now. You've been doing it to try to get somewhere instead of just to be here and to be released of the burden of this, right? So don't get stuck in that. Let yourself feel how overwhelming those feel. Let yourself move through it at your own pace. Even if it bleeds over into Q2, that's okay. And it doesn't all have to be healed. It just you need to make some progress toward healing it throughout the year. Sometimes healing like this happens on levels throughout our lifetime. So it's okay. You don't have to heal everything overnight. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't think you're too damaged or broken. You are not. It is normal for so much to come up, especially if you spend like an hour or two journaling out all the things you can think of all the events or things that you've seen in your life from your parents or teachers or family or friends who have said money has to be hard, or anything you've done that you felt was like evidence of money has to be hard to make or can't be fun to make or can't be paid for what I love to do, anything along those lines. So much will come up, more than you anticipate. It'll come up quickly. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get stuck by it. And if you allow yourself to stay rooted in that gratitude and feeling abundant right now for everything you have, then you're gonna conquer all of this, and you're gonna feel like you're gonna be the King of Swords. Like, you are going to start to reach your peak. Like, you are going to start to, like, a personal best in your life is what you're gonna get to. The King of Swords is like, he's at the top of his career. He's at the top of his professional game. I wouldn't be surprised again that this might lead to that. Maybe it's a promotion again, right? Or your business taking off or whatever it is. You're going to just have like this, it's this sense of mastery, like personal mastery. You're going to feel so much more confident. Just don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Let those things die off. Right? Let those old stories fall away. Don't become enslaved to them. And you have been for a while. Don't continue to be, and don't consciously give in to them. Push through. You have the strength. The universe says you have the strength to push through. Now is the time. It's coming up now. All of this is coming up now, and it'll come all at once because you're ready. You're finally ready to heal it. You're strong enough now. You're wise enough now. You've lived enough now. You're ready. You are divinely ready right now to heal and release these things in the coming couple months here. So let go and let that happen. And then you're going to, so much unlocks from there, right? And then we move into our Eon of Excess. So let's get some cards for that now. All right. Q2 for pile 3. What do we need to hear? Don't get stuck. Pile 3, don't get stuck. I feel like some of you might be feeling overwhelmed by what I just said. Don't. That's normal. I had a journaling session right before I went from 2K months to 20K months in my business years ago. I had a journaling session where I uncovered like 16 pages worth of heavy stories I had around money. And I didn't know that was all in there. And it showed me how deeply I was holding myself back and making myself wrong for things that were out of my control around money, and making myself wrong for things and bad for things that I didn't need to. And that was all self-sabotage to keep myself small. And it felt overwhelming, but it also was so relieving to see these things and be like, that's ridiculous. Of course, that's not true, right? And being able to see those things written out on paper, and because I did such a deep journaling session around it, and seeing those things clear, and like it took me months to heal the biggest things of those things, like 6 months or so of working intensely with a mentor. But I did, and that was when my business took off, like within the next 6 months. So it's just like, it might feel hard, but I'm sharing that because I can sense as I'm shuffling this feels discouraging to some of you. Don't let it. It's normal. I've been there. And I know I will get there again when I reach a different level, right? Like in the future, that happens at different levels. And sometimes it just is a lot, but you got this. You're strong enough, right? And again, if you want support, you want to like my community, come join me in the Wealth Vibe. There's so many people going through similar things, but all moving toward that spiritually aligned abundance we desire. So, and with that, of course, that was what you needed to hear, wasn't it? All right, we're on cue. Thank you. Okay. So much for you here, my loves. All right, so these cards are very telling for me. So this is when we talk about your Q2, right? You've been present, you've been grateful, cultivated that habit, you heal the limiting beliefs, create new healthy boundaries for yourself. That sets you up for so much success. You're going to see success come in, see more abundance, see more, momentum in your career or business or whatever it is you do with money. You're going to see things moving in the right direction. There's going to be this temptation to fall back into like thinking about like, this isn't going to last forever, or I have to be so precious with my money and like overly saving and being strict and heavy with money. Again, this isn't to say saving's bad. Do what you need to do what's aligned for you, but it needs to come from alignment. It needs to come from so much gratitude. So if you're from a place of gratitude of I have so much, I'm so grateful for having more than enough. What do you do when you're grateful for having more than enough? Do you save from that place because it feels good because you're so grateful for it that you want to keep building for that future? Do you actually spend a little bit on some things you maybe have been putting off spending on, right? Like what is aligned from that place for you? That's for you to determine, right? But always making these decisions around money once you have more than enough or more at that next level coming in, make sure you are making decisions not from, oh my God, what if there's not enough in the future? That's not being in the present. Make the decisions from a place of gratitude in the present moment. If you don't, you're going to have the Star Reverse card, which is this self-pity, this feeling again of stuck, of I have more than enough, but I still feel stuck. I still feel limited. I still feel discouraged. It's not going to feel good. And the whole point is this is supposed to be a quarter where you are reaping the reward and enjoying it. So make sure you're avoiding it. This is the word the universe is saying, don't fall back into that. Don't get out of your habit of gratitude. That's why I said earlier in this reading, stay grateful. You don't just stop being grateful when these good things come in Q2 and Q4. You stay grateful. It's not to get you where you want to be. It's part of being where you want to be. On that note, the Fountain card, but this is in this deck, kind of the last card in their Major Arcana. This is all about being, cosmic oneness, divine limitlessness. So if you're able to stay away from falling into the old patterns here of looking at, oh my gosh, is it going to last? Or it has to be so hard. I have to be so strict with myself. Like all these things that aren't coming from a place of true gratitude for what you have in the present moment. As long as you are able to not slip into that, like you are going to, I sense you're going to have like a personal awakening in Q2. Like there's going to be some sort of personal awakening, whether it's a spiritual awakening or just a moment of intense clarity. I get the sense it'll be more on the spiritual end of things, especially because this is about cosmic oneness. But you are going to have a moment that shows you how perfect everything is where you are right now, because you're already looking for that with the gratitude. And it's just going to make everything for the rest of the year that much more abundant and that much more effortless and open you up to even more abundance. But you are going to see how perfect the present moment is and how perfect you are in the present moment. Even if it's not the full manifestation of what you desire yet, you're going to see how it's all perfect and it's all working out for you as long as you do not backslide. Right? As long as you do not backslide into the doubt, into looking at the future or the past or regrets or worries. Live in the present moment and live in gratitude for what you have, for the excess that you have in Q2. And that's going to allow you to be in such cosmic alignment and have such an awakening moment. You're really going to just have this clarity of how perfect everything is at all moments, because everything is all at once. This is getting very deep. Everything is all at once, meaning time is not really linear, but our experience of it is. I won't go too far down this rabbit hole, but Source is saying you're gonna have that spiritual moment. You're gonna be like, wow, I am already where I want to be now. Even if the physical reality doesn't look like it, I am that version of me now. And I have all the gratitude and all the happiness that I think I'll have then available to me now. And I am perfect now, and life is perfect now, and money and career perfect now, exactly where it is, because it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the wholeness. It's all part of oneness. Really beautiful. And in doing that, like as you have this moment, it's gonna start this new, really start off this new era. Like we see like this new era beginning here. It's just kind of like this is where you're finally, like, let's talk about energetically. Your new era starts the moment you start healing this stuff from Q1. And you start your gratitude or mindfulness practice. That's when your new era of abundance starts. It's not going to feel like it to you until you're here in this eon of excess, until you're in Q2 and you have more than before in some shape or form. And in being in gratitude in that and resisting the urge to be like, where is it? Or what if there's not enough in the future, or worrying or anything, and you just stay present and in gratitude, you're going to have some sort of spiritual, really beautiful moment or awakening. And that is when for you, it's going to feel like the start of a new era of abundance, of money, of your relationship with money, of your experience in your career, in your life, right? That's when it's going to feel more like the next level to you. You're already going to be there, cosmically speaking, energetically speaking. You're going to see it more clearly and actually feel it for yourself here in Q2. And that's really, this is more pivotal, like truly creating this gratitude practice is what kicks this off. So that's the pivotal moment. But this is where you're really going to see it, is in Q2. And that's kind of cool. Interesting how we kind of see things on a different timeline from how the universe sees things, right? All right. Let's get some cards for you for Q3. What does pile 3 need to hear about Q3 of where you're healing relationships that have anything to do with money, through love, and through a place of having more than enough? One more card for you. There we go. So we have Page of Swords reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, and we have the Three of Coins reversed. Put these here. All right, so here we have a little bit more clarity on what is going to need to be healed in your relationships around money and what might happen. So what I see, especially with this Nine of Swords, is that there's going to be some kind of like boiling over point. Again, this could have been something that happened in the past and you're now healing it and kind of bringing it full circle to a healthy resolution. But I get the sense something's going to happen where it's a pattern that someone, whether coworker, boss, client, or loved one who you have some sort of financial relationship with, something's going to happen where it's like the last straw that breaks the camel's back. And something's going to happen where it makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel exposed. It makes you feel maybe taken advantage of. It's going to kick up a lot of things for you. And it's not going to feel easy. So this is like, there's going to be something, it doesn't feel easy, right? It feels a lot of tears, right? Like this isn't going to be necessarily pleasant when it happens, but because you've been doing all this gratitude for 6-ish or more months now, you're going to be able to handle this pretty easily. And you're going to be able to like look at it and be like, all right, this is a pattern, or this is something that comes up against my boundaries that I am now very clear with. And I'm not willing to stand for this as someone who is rooted in gratitude and knows that they have enough no matter what, and knows that they're secure no matter what, and is provided for and is supported by the universe and can handle whatever comes their way. It's not gonna, it might hurt a little bit. It might be kind of disappointing. It's not gonna phase you overall though. You're gonna move with it through such grace, and you're going to be able to easily forgive, maybe not forget, that's fine, but forgive and move on with grace in whatever way that means. Again, that might mean having a hard conversation with one. It might be ending some sort of relationship. You might leave your job. You might leave a job where you're feeling like, yeah, maybe you got a raise, but you're now being overworked, or you're still not being fairly compensated, or you're being held back, or you don't have good working conditions, or your coworkers drag you down. Like I wouldn't be surprised. It could be in a relationship. It could be something with finances with a loved one. I see it more as a professional thing. And I see it more as like, you feel like taken advantage of or duped or lied to. Like maybe you were promised a promotion and it didn't happen and they passed you over for somebody else. Or maybe they gave you a promotion, but then they've put like way more work on your plate than you can handle, and they won't help you, outsource to a team or anything like that. Or even like someone kind of being a little manipulative or vicious at work and you putting your foot down. And so you might leave a job, or you might shift departments, but it'll all be happening for your highest good. It's going to unlock some more prosperous abundance here. But you're going to have to be firm in those boundaries, but you're doing it from a place of love, because you're like, I'm not doing this from a place of, oh, you're screwing me over and this is hurting my career or my finances or whatever. I also sense if you're an entrepreneur, it could be a client who wants a refund that's not justified. It could be a client bad-mouthing you. Like there could be just something. It doesn't have to be really bad, but there's something that'll happen. It'll kind of hurt. Like it'll hurt a little bit on a personal level. And I say this just because I want you to be prepared, but don't be scared of it. It's not something that's going to be like this traumatic life event, most likely is what I'm getting. It's going to just be something that it just, again, it's like I said earlier, it sheds light on, okay, this isn't working, this pattern isn't working, and this relationship, I need to either let it go or it needs to be healed, and I'm going to do it with love. I'm going to do it from a loving place. I'm going to do it from a place of, this isn't like, hey, you came out to get me, so I'm going to get you. It's, I'm good. I have more than enough, and I'm grateful for enough, and I love my life. I love where I am, but this is not aligned. This is not okay. This violates the boundaries I have for myself and my finances or my work and my career. So that needs to go, and we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to leave this like adults. Even if they don't, you will, and you will kind of come out victorious in that and feel very confident in that and move through it with a lot of grace and a lot of love, and you won't really be long-term phased by it, and it'll really heal so much, and it's going to lead to you, like I said, maybe moving into a new career, maybe switching departments, maybe moving into a higher position, maybe getting a higher paying client because that other client left, but now you get to have space for an even better client who wants to pay you double. Like, it might not be very predictable, but this, as you're going through it, just continue to heal through love, from love, for love, and the whole time just being so rooted in the gratitude of where you are and what you do have, even if you feel like there's some lack here, and that's going to see you through into, that's what's going to open the door into some prosperous overflow for you in Q4. So yeah, just someone like not pulling their weight or blaming you for things or not fulfilling promises for things, playing out. I see it being like a pattern. This is like the last straw, and you're going to handle it so gracefully. You're going to handle it because of all this inner work and growth you've been doing and all this gratitude you have for life. When we have gratitude for life, right, it doesn't make us a pushover. I'm not saying it's like, you're like, oh, that's okay, and I'll just walk away. It's like, when you're grateful for what you have, you protect it, but you also don't act out of like scarcity because you're so solid in it, right? So you'll be able to show up for that way. And that's going to be that turning point for you. It's going to be this pivotal thing where you're like, you stand in your power, you put your foot down, and you put an end to relationships or patterns in relationships that are really holding you back from the abundance you desire. And whether that's directly and physically holding you back from it, or just energetically weighing on you and preventing you from being that match for that abundance. So yeah, there's a little bit of heaviness there. I'm not going to lie. But there's a little bit of heaviness in Q3, but you're going to handle it like a pro. You're going to handle it like a champ. You're going to handle it with such grace and dignity. And you're going to look back on that and be so proud of how you handled it. It's going to really actually be like in the future, like probably at the end of the year, one of your favorite memories, because you're like, that sucked. It didn't feel great when it happened, but the way I handled it, oh man, that was a new me. I'd never seen that side of myself before. It's because of all this inner work I'd been doing in growth. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad that that happened because it gave me this opportunity to see that side of myself and meet that part of myself, and also led me to this really amazing opportunity. So let's see our Q4 cards, and then we'll pull some final cards for you. Any more guidance for pile 3 for Q4? I feel like this one here wanted to come out for you. Q4 for pile 3. Because it's going to be good. I'm so excited to see what it says about your Q4. Again, if you're getting discouraged by what I just said, don't. This often, your Q1 and Q3 is after the guidance. I'm sensing some of you are a little disheartened by that. It's never fun to know that we're going to feel like kind of taken advantage of or made to feel vulnerable or like foolish or hurt in some way. Again, like I said, this isn't going to be a long-term thing that really phases you or you look at it as like a bad point in your life. It's going to be something you have gratitude for later on. But also, again, this is very normal. And sources like tell them how normal it is. This is very normal. As you start to shift who you are, there are just naturally people in your life who aren't congruent anymore with the new version of you. They were maybe congruent with the old version of you, or you just accepted how they were because that's what the old version of you did. But as you up level and grow, some people will need to fall away, or patterns or parts of relationships will need to shift to become something that's compatible with this new version of you. So that's normal. It happens. Don't take it personally. Like, it might feel very personal, but the more you can just rise above it and be like, that was just something that the old version of me would have accepted, or that person thought was okay because of how I used to be, or they're triggered because of the way I am now, and so then they're acting out, or they're trying to, put me down, or what. It's like, it's about them not being at your level in a way. Not that you're above anyone, but it's that like you have changed and they're just on a different wavelength. And it's not, even if it seems personal and their intent was personal, it's really not personal. It's about them. It's not about you, right? Don't give it that power. Okay. Did that clear that up for you? Let's see. Yes, it did. All right, so this is so fun to see because we finally have more of the major arcana. We only had one, I believe, for you earlier. We have the Lovers, the World, and Judgment. So there really is, again, like the Lovers, we healed through love, right? We had a lot of love that's going to carry us into and unlock so much for us in our Q4, and so much more abundance for ourselves or for you, right? Like, there's just going to be so much love, so much, just so much love in your life, right? But also, like, so much, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you meet someone that you start a new deep relationship with, or you deepen in a current relationship because of this situation. It might even heal your current like romantic relationship, or allow you to be more open to a romantic relationship because you've healed so much and had such strong boundaries and seen a new part of yourself. Healed old patterns in a relationship. Could be, doesn't have to be. But also less literally, right? With the Lovers, it's like there's so much like trust in yourself, so much unification with your higher self, so much stepping into that version of you desire to be, so much becoming that version of you who has all the wealth you desire. Again, this is, like I said, that full manifestation of the wealth that you desire. So that's really beautiful to see there. And just that confirmation of like healing through love, it leads to more love. It leads to more love for yourself, more love for your relationship with money, more love for what you do, even moving into a more aligned career path or way of approaching your work and making money, more love, just all around, but more just full unification with that next level reality that you desire, that you've been wanting. And as you have gratitude for all that unlocks here, like we said, like with this Q3, this is going to unlock some sort of new opportunity, new job, new raise, new abundance, increase in finances and abundance in some way, right? Like it just unlocks and it starts pouring in. And it's just, this was more than enough. This is an overflow of enough. This is way more than enough. This is luxury. This is abundance in true form in all meanings of the word. As you do that and really root into gratitude for it, you're going to feel like the world's at your feet. You've conquered it. You've finally, like I said, had the full manifestation of everything you desire. You've finally achieved it. It's coming into reality. You're seeing it, you're experiencing it, and just continuing to root into gratitude for it and letting yourself enjoy it, really. And so Q4 is really going to be the end of the year of 2024 is just going to be this time for you to just enjoy it. This is kind of a theme across all of the readings we did, was like Q4 is like, enjoy it. Enjoy the rewards. Enjoy how far you've come. Enjoy the abundance and this goal you find. It's like you finally hit this goal you've had financially for so long. And you finally hit it. You finally have it. You have everything you desire. Have gratitude for it. You're going to feel nourished. You're going to feel replenished. You're going to feel so abundant. And then what's going to happen is you're going to start to see a new cycle emerge. You're going to start to be ready for the next chapter, the next adventure. And this isn't a reading into 2025, so I don't know what that holds for you yet. But it's like you're going to be like, I got everything. Now what? But the universe is saying you can have that now what thing, because as humans and in this life, the point is for us to grow and to expand and to experience more, and to it's healthy to want more and to strive more, but don't get caught up in being like, now what, and not letting yourself enjoy this and be grateful for it and be rooted in gratitude for it, right? Make sure you are rooted in gratitude so that you can maintain it and just enjoy it. It's life. Life is short. Enjoy this amazing thing you've manifested, this amazing transformation you've undergone, and who you've become, and all the abundance you have and have finally received. So again, and we're going to pull some final cards for you, but if that word of the year for you resonate at the beginning of this, of rooted, gratitude, lean into that, because that's going to carry you through all of this. Let gratitude be the goal, and let it be the place you act from around money, right? Gratitude for what you have, gratitude for what is, gratitude for where you are, for all the abundance you have right now. Gratitude, 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 right? And again, if you want to go deeper with delving into your word of the year, come join me in the Wealth by membership, because it's going to be really powerful what we're doing in there. All right, let's pull your last 3 cards. We are going to pull 3 more cards for you. Just to, I feel like it might be final confirmation, a final summary of your year, or another message. I feel like this might be, this honestly might be a little bit of a sneak preview of what's coming in this next chapter in 2025. We're gonna find out. We'll see what comes up. Oh, well, I picked it up, and the Ace of Cups fell out. So there you go. There's one of your cards. What other 2 cards do we have to this last message for 2024 or beyond for pile 3? We have the Knight of Swords reversed. Ooh, and this one wanted to come out for you. And we have the Ace of Swords. So what I'm seeing here, it's so funny, my neighbor is playing a bunch of music right now, and it's like this joyful singing. I never hear my neighbors sing. And we're not like right up next to them, so they have to be belting it. There's a lot of joy right now during your reading. Looking at, again, this feels like the end of 2024 and what's coming next. For the other piles, this has been kind of more summary, but for you, it's like this, we got really detailed here, and you know what you got to do to get here, and you're going to just be so fulfilled and just ending this manifestation and then getting ready for your next one, for your next desires. And I just see, like your next adventures, kind of a sneak peek. We're going into 2025 here. You're going to start seeing more emotional fulfillment. That's going to be the new journey, is emotional fulfillment in your finances and in your career. So you might have, seen some steps towards this here, but it's like, you're like, now that the money's here, now that I know what I'm capable of, and I can create whatever wealth I desire, and I now know that, and I know I always have what I need in this moment, and I know I'm always grateful for it. It's like, you're going to feel unstoppable. You're going to feel like, why not have it all? And that's what you're moving toward in 2025, is you're getting ready. Like, all of this is preparing you to be financially secure and secure in your money and your relationship with it, so that then you can move into 2025 and be like, now we get to start to manifest having it all. And you're going to be determined. You are going to want it all. You don't want just the money. You want the money doing what you love. You want the money making a difference. You want the money that makes you feel important, or makes you feel successful, or that makes you feel fulfilled. You want the work that makes you feel fulfilled. You want the clients or the industry that makes you feel purposeful, or like you're leaving a legacy. You want the impact, whatever it is. Like, you're like, I want more fulfillment. I want more from this, and I get to have it, and not in a greedy way, right? We're not looking at it in a greedy way. That's just something to be aware of, is it's not from a greedy way. It's not from again, what we said, not from this now is no longer enough. It's from That's this warning card, right, of this Knight of Swords reverses. It's like, don't look at it from, okay, I want more because now this is no longer enough because I'm in the habit of not having enough. No, you root into gratitude. That's the way you are now. This is an underpinning programming. This is a background program of just how you exist for the rest of your life. And in doing that and constantly being in awe and gratitude of all the abundance you have right now, you get to move forward from a very centered, grounded, aligned place and pursue more of that emotional fulfillment in what you do, or that next level of emotional fulfillment. And this leaving a legacy. That's the next step. Maybe it's creating generational wealth. Maybe it is making a huge impact in a positive way on the world with your money or with what you do to make money. You're like, I'm going bigger. I get to have it all. And you're going to be so determined and so unstoppable as long as you stay in this rooted, grateful gratitude energy of everything you have, and how it just gets to keep being more and more delicious and more abundant in every moment. And oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. So beautiful, pile 3. I don't know if you can hear my neighbors. Music and joyful singing. I'm laughing because it's so aligned with this kind of like culmination. It like started right when we got into Keeper, of like this culmination of joy and fulfillment and stepping into your higher self, your next level version of you, and then embarking on this whole next level manifestation and journey in your life to just have it all. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I loved getting to read these cards for you. This was so fun. If you did, be sure to like this video. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you. I want to connect with you in there. Let me know what you're excited about, or if you already kind of know some of the specifics of these things, or you foresee some of the stuff and it resonates with you that's coming. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to get to chat with you there about it, just to hear what resonated with you. That's always my favorite part of doing these readings, is getting to hear how it lands for you. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, for future card readings and other spiritual tips and tools for manifesting money. If you want to grab your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the link for that is in the description box below. And if you want to get the opportunity to get personalized card pulls from me and get access to an exclusive community filled with spiritual tools for manifesting money, for setting yourself up for success to really embody this and lock this in as a habit, this gratitude practice as a habit throughout 2024, so you can unlock all of this, and just the most amazing high vibe, like-minded community of people who are all manifesting more abundance into their lives in a spiritually aligned way. That is all inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. Come join me in there. The link is in the description box below. And with all of that being said, I am wishing you so much massive prosperity and abundance, which is already in the cards for you, pile 3 in 2024. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.